Welcome to Lapeef, Let's Talk. Introduce the crew. We got Tawana. We got Anton. We got myself, J.I. Welcome to Lapeef, Let's Talk. How y'all doing? Y'all good?
I am great. What's this mug, Anton? What is this that I just saw?
my Thanos mug. Thanos is right.
I was like, who is this? What's this purple thing going on?
Yeah, I got my infinity stones on the side. See that?
You are fancy, huh?
Wow,
Yeah.
fancy.
Tawana, you looking nice.
I am. Oh, thank you. You know, I show out for the Lapeef show. You guys are worth it. You know, we're worth it. The fans are worth it. Everybody's worth it.
Anton, I see that watch. What you wearing today?
Oh, this the Submariner date. Something light. Something for the kids.
Something.
I got a surprise.
Love your watches.
I got a surprise for him coming in a couple weeks though.
That's what's up.
I'm sure you'll show us. No problem. Sure we'll see it.
Welcome to the Lapeef Let's Talk show. We do have a guest that I want to bring in. You guys, welcome Tiara to the show.
Hi, Tiara.
Can't hear your mic. And if you can you go landscape mode for us? All right, we're gonna give her a little time to
Gonna be an interesting show.
yeah,
Definitely gonna be an interesting show today.
Also, we want to welcome Josh back to the show. What up, Josh?
Hey, how y'all doing? It's good to be back.
Did Josh, did he put his cat up this time? I just want to make sure he put his cat up this time.
What?
Did you put the cat up this time? You know, cat.
The cat can be coming and going. You never know.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, just wanted to see if cat was up or he was going to be out making an appearance.
Yes, appearances here and there.
Okay.
Tiara, if you can you turn it landscape mode? Flip it. I can't hear your mic. Can you guys hear?
Not at all.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
Make sure you got your audio connected.
That Android, bro. That Galaxy XS13 or whatever they got going on out there.
And Josh, I see you got the Illinois on representing, huh?
Oh yeah. You already know.
Yeah. That's true. We doing so good.
Josh, are you you're not a cat lady, are you, bro?
Get out of here, man.
Well,
how many cats you got, bro?
Nah, I just got that one, man.
Oh, okay. Interesting. We just saw him creep across the stage the last show. I said, "What's that?"
Oh, did it? I know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Cat Williams.
There was a cat on the last show, the last Lapeef show. He walked across the stage and stole Josh's life.
Kalisa, we appreciate you, baby girl. And the audience.
Oh, she's here. She's back.
Yeah, she did the super chat.
Who was on the
How you
audience?
doing, Kalisa? Welcome back again. We definitely appreciate you.
Kalisa.
How you doing over there, Tiara? I don't know what happened. We had sound earlier.
Yeah, we could hear her earlier, but right now we just can't hear.
Can you make sure you're not on mute? What you drinking in that cup, Josh?
Got one job, there. One job.
Man, some water.
Some water? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you
some toxic water, huh?
Nah.
I'm be watching your eyes, man. I'm gonna see how low they get today. Hey, no problem for the shout out, Khalees. And make sure y'all get these likes up. If you know somebody's interested, make sure you guys share.
She might have to get off and reload, bro.
Subscribe.
Reload her on the side and get this started.
All right.
That's what she gonna do. She gonna have to reload. You got one job, JR. Get these people together. Like, seriously.
And I tried.
I tried. I
I did
did
the sound check. I even took a little moment. She just popped back in. Let's see what this do. Testing. You there, Tierra?
Testing.
Yes.
She must. There
Okay.
you go.
Cool.
She must got something real good to say. I want to hear this.
No pressure, no pressure. No, I was on my iPad and then I tried to go to my phone because my phone was more charged and my phone wasn't giving me no love. So.
Oh, you tried to switch up the sound check last minute.
My bad. I was just trying to make sure I had power.
I hear you. Welcome to Lapeef. Let's talk. Let's get this show started. First topic we want to talk about today is Kirk Franklin's phone call with his son. Kirk Franklin, Plies, however you want to refer to him, his phone call with his son. And I kind of want to get you guys' thoughts. I don't want to play the audio. It's a little explicit, so I'm not going to play it, but I'm pretty sure a majority of you guys out there did hear it. And I want to kind of start off by getting you guys' first thoughts. I'm going to start with you, Josh.
I mean, what happens in the family stays in the family. I mean, simply put, like that man was too damn grown to be leaking a conversation that, you know what I'm saying, his father was having with him off the record. You know, so I mean, you know this man is a public figure. So why are you trying to embarrass him and yourself? Like, you got to think, how does this even make you look?
Right. Tawana, when you first heard that conversation, what was your thoughts?
I was like embarrassed actually for Kirk Franklin. I was like, did he really lose his cool like that? You know, just as a parent, you know, I just like to be in control of my emotions in most cases, and I don't ever want to name call or offend my children in that way. And I just feel like I was happy that he at least even acknowledged that he didn't like his communication with his son, because I do feel like a lot of people was justifying it like, well, he a grown man and this, that, and the third. I don't care. It's still never, to me, you shouldn't be calling your son a B-A. You know, I'm not going to say all the words, but I just don't think that you should be calling your son those names, period. That's just my opinion.
I mean,
No, I understand he's wrong. I understand that it's two sides to every story. I heard the mama side, I heard the son side, I heard Kirk's side. I don't agree with the way he communicated with his son, period. Now, do I understand his frustration as a parent? Do I understand why parents get emotional? You know, do I say things that I feel like I shouldn't say to my kids? Yes. But I also know that I shouldn't say those things to my kids, and I am apologetic for it. I'm not just like, oh yeah, I said that, and that's what she deserves. Like, no, that's
but
not.
I don't necessarily think that that's the issue though. Because
okay, but this is my segment, Josh. So you gonna learn not to just, you know, you gonna have to learn how to let me have my segment.
You're starting early.
Sometimes we gotta, you know, because he needs the cat out here. Maybe it's gonna soften him up a little bit. Where your cat at? No, I was just playing. So, I mean, no, seriously, I do get it. I do get what you're saying. He is a grown man, and he did, you know, he did disrespect his dad. Don't get me wrong. I am not saying that, you know, I don't know the history of that dynamic. You know, Kerryon has his side. The wife has a side. Kirk
he got a name now?
Yeah, his name is Kirk Franklin. And see, that's what another thing. People don't even know what his name is. You know, just calling him all these derogatory names and being offensive toward him. I just feel that, in my opinion, I feel that Kirk went too far in what he said. And it doesn't matter that the conversation was broadcast. The fact that you're having conversations like that with your son in private, that is a real issue to me.
It don't matter that it's broadcast and that his son told him to pull up. None of that matters, huh?
Well, yes, I didn't say that. I didn't say his son was right. I'm just telling you my opinion about Kirk's reaction and how I felt about it as the parent, as the wise one. And you're a parent, so you should know better. You know,
but your kids are small. You're not dealing with your grown kids.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
I was a grown kid. My mama was dealing with me.
And Tawana, I'm gonna tell you this now.
You think somebody was calling me?
It's much different. And when I seen this story, I just had a conversation with my son. He's 15 years old.
Yeah.
and he's taller than me. He thinks he's stronger than me, but he's not. But it's been some times. I mean, he's really been challenging me, and it's a few times. I have to admit that I did have that Kirk Franklin moment with my
Yeah.
son, and I had to catch myself because these kids will test you, especially the men, especially the men.
Well, yeah.
Well, the young boys ain't men yet, but they will test you.
And it's like a reminder, I will whoop your ass. It's not right.
No,
I
it's not.
think
No,
it's
it's not
been,
right. It's not right. But
it's
they will
not
take
right.
you
I
there.
feel like it's like a manhood challenge, you know. I have a 13-year-old son who's about to be taller than me, and I was like, we got to get this dynamic together before I'm talking to a man, because then if I feel disrespected by you, it's a whole level of different disrespect to me. And I realize that triggers me because it feels like a man is disrespecting me and not just my son is disrespecting me. So I wouldn't justify it, but I understand the emotion. I think I told my son I would slap him the other day. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to slap you. I'm going to take your shit, though. Your iPad, your friend time. Because I reacted, so I said that, because I wouldn't actually do that. But in that moment, that's how I felt.
Where's
It's
his
not
daddy?
right, but-
Where is daddy at though?
Huh?
That's the conversation he's supposed to be having with his daddy. Where's daddy at though?
His daddy is here. Just because a boy got a daddy don't mean he don't test his mama.
Right. Okay. Because
Nah, that's not true, because one of the reasons why my dad established that we never test our mom. Like, that's not even a conversation that my mama was ever gonna have with me, because my dad moved a certain type of way, and we understood that if you got a conversation you need to have, you're gonna have it with him, because my mom's was off limits.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
I'm not really understanding what's going on right now.
I think that may be like your household situation. And my son is not like a Kirk Franklin son. He not calling me out my name. I don't know. He not in counseling because of his wayward behavior. He's a 13-year-old young boy who's going through puberty. So
Right.
it's definitely different like categories. And he definitely still has moments where I feel like he tests me. It's definitely not a Kirk Franklin test. I personally think
It's
that
crazy.
if you learn how to gather it when it's 13, then it should never get to 33 like that, where your son is cussing you out on the phone and you're cussing.
No, you got to establish that at 7 and 8.
I
You know
mean,
what I'm saying? Like, by
Kirk
the time
Franklin
it's
was young
13,
parent.
it's already too late. Like, y'all trying to fix a problem. Let me stop.
They
We'll
said
get into it.
they said
Let's go.
that they said
You,
that Kirk
how
Franklin
many
was
kids you got? How old are they, Anton?
I got one kid, and she's 13.
Oh, okay. You got one 13-year-old. Okay. We 13.
All right, Anton, when you first heard that Kirk Franklin phone conversation, what were your first thoughts?
Cornball. Sucker. First of all, you 33 years old. Okay, before we even get to the first of all, we're going to preface this conversation by saying, let me take my hats off, because there's been a lot of capping already, right? But we're gonna preface this conversation by saying that he led with violence the minute he started recording the phone call, because his intentions was already negative. So, you know, for anybody to even take into consideration anything that was said after the phone call, that don't even matter. But we can go into it just for the sake of conversation, right? He intended to do some cornball, and I wish I can say some other stuff, but we live streaming on YouTube. I don't want to get flagged. He led with cornball behavior, and nobody wouldn't even know who he is if it wasn't for him recording and releasing his phone call. That's first and foremost. Secondly, he don't got no respect for his parents. I don't care how old you are. You don't talk to your parents like that. My mom's can say anything she wants to me. My dad would have been able to say anything he wants to me, and I would never in my life think to ever disrespect them or tell them to pull up or in any way, shape, or form challenge my parents, because I just got so much love and respect for them and hold them in high regard. Even if they wrong, I just let it roll off, and it just is what it is, and then I'll figure out how to communicate with them more effectively later. Third, I'm gonna reiterate it again. He's a cornball, because if I was Kirk, I understand that he can't pull up as a public figure, but in private, on some real type stuff, I might have pulled up on him. You know what I'm saying? He might have had to, you know, at some point, you either got to do one or two things. You're going to either have to handle it, and that just depends on how close of a relationship it is, because, you know, at this point, I would have went with option two. And option two is just to completely cut them off. We don't need to have no relationship. I'm not trying to fix you.
That's
You
right.
got some growing to do and some soul searching to do on your own. And you're not going to ride my coattails and my wave in order to become, you know, more of a public figure or whatever and live in your 15 minutes of fame. Clearly, at some point, and I don't know the dynamics and the history of their family relationship, but clearly he was raised by his mother, because ain't no dude that's raised by a real man operating in that way, and ain't no real man challenging their parents or their mother. And I don't care if you 13 or you 30. You just don't move like that. You got to have some level of integrity, and it's just rules to the game. And the rules say you don't disrespect your parents. You don't put them in a space to where they even have to challenge you. And the very idea that he's recording conversations is cornball behavior. I don't rock with it, and any dude that I see moving like that, we ain't got nothing to talk about.
Yeah, I agree, because I'm telling you, like, my son he was on the phone with me, and my son had the nerve to ask me, have I been drinking? I literally put my shoes and my boots on, put my coat on. I said, hey, I kid you not, man. I had to call my aunt because, you know, they was quarantining, because my son, unfortunately, he had caught COVID, so he was quarantined. I didn't care if COVID was in the air. I was on my way over. I said, you better get that boy. I'm telling you.
Now, I don't play that, bro.
Yeah.
But had you
Had I what?
Been
Had you
drinking.
been
Had you been drinking?
No, I had been drinking, but
Right.
the audacity, like, who does fool think he talking to? Like, who he think he is?
Have
Is he
you
even
ever called
questioning
him?
it?
Have you ever called him a vimp?
I plead the fifth on that right now.
Okay.
Listen, I don't know where these dudes is
I have
raised,
an
bro.
11-year-old son.
I
I
don't
have
know
an
where these dudes is
11-year-old
raised. I don't know where their fathers
Like,
are.
it's not calling. Well, I
make no sense.
wasn't calling him, you know, straight like that. And I may have had conversations like, you know, you're gonna quit acting like a B, or you ain't gonna be doing that. You know, but I didn't like directly call him those names. But I said, you ain't lost. I mean, I do use curse words, but not directly to him. It's just to put more emphasis on the tone that I'm trying to set. It may not be 100% right, but like, it's the way that I grew up.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I kind of, you know, mimic some of those same behaviors. It doesn't make it right, but under no circumstance will my son ever disrespect me. And I wish you would record. I'm gonna have a long talk with him. I don't know what that talk gonna look like, but we definitely gonna handle it, you know, some type of way. And when I get done, it's gonna be a clear understanding that would never happen again, and that he made a mistake.
From what it sounds like, Kirk had this boy outside of his marriage a long time ago. She was a teen mother at the time. They tried their best to co-parent with him, but he is just uncooperative and angry, and he won't get over whatever hurt he has for Kirk Franklin, or whatever he feels like as a result of, you know, Kirk not being around or whatever. He just can't get over it. However, he claims that Kirk has been treating him like that for the past 15 years. And he claims that he has threatened Kirk in the past several times. He said, I'm going to record this conversation. I'm going to start recording you. And I guess Kirk took it as an empty threat and never thought that he would actually do it. And so then he did this. However, that was the result. Yeah,
This is beta male behavior.
You guys gotta. There's no way you should be talking to your son like that. I'm sorry. It's just no way.
But there's no way that you should be recording family conversations in any regard.
So we got
Think about this, Tawana. Like, if you were having just a conversation, maybe one of your children did something they weren't supposed to do, and you did everything right in relaying, you know, your message to them, you still wouldn't want that to be broadcast publicly. That's something that you do behind closed doors. So it's not like you would want, you know, that to be publicly broadcast, especially if you didn't know.
Can I chime in?
Go ahead, Tiara. I'm sorry.
I wanna chime in because my first thought was Kirk Franklin is the same man who was in the media for being addicted to sex. So to me, this wasn't the worst
I'm addicted
thing.
to sex right now.
What?
What that mean?
It's common.
I'm trying to bust it down every
No, he was actually
minute I
addicted.
get. I love being around beautiful
was
No, he
women.
was actually addicted to
I'm
porn.
addicted.
He's
I'm
addicted to
addicted to
porn. I don't-
sex right now.
I
He's
personally don't
addicted
know
to
people
porn.
who
He
are
wasn't
addicted
addicted
to
to sex.
porn who are
Call it
not
what you
addicted to
want.
sex. But that was my point. My point is, this is not the first time he's had something in the media to talk about what happens behind closed doors. It's not the worst thing that has come out to me, in my opinion. But if my father is Kirk Franklin, who's literally like a gospel icon under their Christianity umbrella, that you do life right? You're in the Christianity limelight. And my daddy talks to me crazy, and his other kids are his favorite kids. I'm making shit up right now, okay? I'm making shit up. I'm just saying things that he could think. He's in a limelight. No one is going to believe me if I say he talks to me like this. I've been in relationships with people who, you know how you try to recall an argument and they trying to say that they said this or they said that, and you're like, if I could record our conversation so we could play it back exactly what you did say to me,
For the
and they start
public,
making you
for the
feel
public
like
to
you're
see,
crazy.
for the public to see,
People record conversations under those scenarios,
and they all cornballs. I don't care how you frame it. I don't care
Anton,
how you want to
your
place it.
entire life is on the YouTube, so you know that people use the social media. They use these platforms to push their agenda and whatever that agenda is. So don't criticize.
That don't have nothing to do with what we talking about. We talking about personal conversations. My chick, my daughter, my brothers. No matter how much we beef, no matter what we get into it about, is never gonna be a recording, or they never gonna record a personal conversation for us.
You one of those what happens at home stays at home people.
No, I'm one of those you stand on being the person that you're supposed to be, regardless of the situation. Like, I don't record conversations. I ain't recording the conversations with people that I don't know. Like, I just don't record conversations because I'm a certain type of guy cut from a certain type of cloth. And what's wrong is, if it's one thing that Kirk did wrong, it was that he let that boy get raised by his mama, clearly, because real men don't move like that. We don't operate in that space. And he's the very definition of a beta. This dude put it out for public consumption so that everybody can see it and feel sorry for himself. What good comes from it, right? What is the positive thing that comes from him releasing this recording to the public? What did he get from that?
And my question is, you're saying like the mistake is that he let him be raised by his mama versus the mistake is Kirk didn't raise his son, and that's why he have these beef like this. That's what I'm just curious why you worded it that way instead of putting the responsibility on Kirk to raise his son.
And I'm really shocked that you would do that.
That's what I just said.
No.
I just said he let him be raised by his mama.
You kind of put it on the mom by saying he let.
Okay, so let me explain it to you. The characteristics that he's displaying is feminine characteristics. This is the stuff that women do, catty behavior. All right. So I have to identify the fact that he's raised by his mom in order to emphasize that his behavior is unbecoming of a real man. It's beta behavior. All right. So that's why I have to frame it that way in order for y'all to tie it back into the bad behavior that he's exhibiting as a result of releasing this recording to y'all. For y'all to come to these conclusions.
You know damn well that men have emotions and feelings, and that has nothing to do with him being a beta or an alpha male. You guys are being Anton is being ridiculous and making that boy look like, because he had an issue with his father growing up.
We're gonna fix this.
Actually, that
I've been being too nice already. That's the problem.
No, take it off. Take that. Take it off.
You want to see me take my shirt? I can take it
off. No, I thought he was taking off.
You want me to take my shirt off? I am taking it off.
His main gripe is the recording. I feel like you feel like that is the main error with this whole situation.
It's the recording.
Kind of like it's important, but their relationship is the recording.
You can't have a recording of me calling my kids no names like that. There ain't no recording out there that I don't care what my kids broadcast. They gonna have their mama snapping and calling it going crazy, but they not gonna have me ever disrespecting them to that.
Yeah, but that's not the issue, though. The thing is look,
that's all I'm saying.
His son knows that his father is a brand. is a brand based on, a certain level of, I don't want to necessarily say purity.
Yeah,
but,
Christianity.
it's gospel music. So the thing is, you're trying to embarrass this man and hurt his reputation and mess his brand up.
So now maybe people will know,
because he in his feelings.
maybe now that people will know that Christians are not
It's
just
not about
people
that, though.
who they curse, they make mistakes,
Yeah.
they have emotional responses to things, and he's
But-
human.
I don't think his image is bigger than like having a toxic relationship with his
No,
son.
I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that the remedy to that wasn't going to the public. It wasn't going to the public.
Well,
The
let me
thing
tell
is,
you-
he
let me
didn't
tell
do
you
that
what
for therapy purposes. He was trying to embarrass his father, which is the problem.
Well, you know
That's
what?
the biggest
What it
problem.
did do was it got everybody talking about it from all different walks of life. I mean,
Now
it's
everybody's in his business. Now
and
everybody's in his business. Do you think that
That's right.
Kirk Franklin
Black
and
men
his
hate
son
people
had a
being in their
conversation right now?
business.
Do you think they had a conversation because of this?
keep that toxicity. You know, he needs to separate. That's the one thing I agree with Anton is that he needs to separate from his son. Anybody who's destructive in your life, you need to separate, family or not. I do not care, and that's how I feel about certain people. Once they got to a certain age, and you've done everything that you could possibly do to help your son, and he's still that angry, you have to separate.
It's hard to wash your hands of a child, but I understand why he needs to do it.
It ain't hard for me. Like, what? Peace. Like, I didn't cut sisters off. I'm serious. Like, peace. I'm serious because at some point, if people are too toxic in your life and they're destructive to you, you have to cut it off. And unfortunately, he's going to have to make that decision. He said he's still trying to help this boy. He's 33. He's not even a boy. He's a man. I'm sorry. He's still trying to help this man.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. Do you think Kirk should have apologized?
To the public, no. But he did.
What about you, Tawana? Do you think he should apologize?
To his son.
To the public. He shouldn't apologize to that little punk.
No, what I'm saying
Why would he
is
apologize at all?
He apologized to the public, and
he called him poor as F. He called him poor as F. He called him a BS nigga. He called him all kinds of stuff that he really shouldn't have said to his son. Period. Yes, you need to admit you're wrong. You messed up, son, and I don't have. You're disrespectful to me, but I should not have talked to you that way. And guess what? Now our relationship is strained because of this, and now I have to separate myself from you. But admit you wrong. That's what a man would do. That's what a man would do.
This is the problem, bro. This is the problem. Like, I don't negotiate with terrorists, bro. Like, I don't negotiate with terrorists, man. Y'all keep trying to have these. Let's get to the and why and the who and the what, why, when, where, and how. Yo, we not doing this, fam. Listen, we gonna solve this real easy. The problem with a lot of these dudes is that they haven't suffered. They've been baby.
Somebody said public and private should never mix, and I feel like black folks always say that.
The problem with these dudes is that they've been baby. They've been coddled. They've been prevented from actually going through stuff, and they haven't had to man up and really understand what it takes to be a man. And so now they feel like the world owed him something. He feel like it's that dude owe him something as a grown man, and he don't take responsibility and own his own situation. And as a result, he's seeking public affection from you guys and sympathy in order to make him feel good about himself and to kill his father's character in the process.
Women have sympathy for Kirk. We have sympathy for both.
It's corny behavior.
Listen,
and I'm tired of using these suckers.
That's what happens. Women have emotions, and we're going to feel empathy for both sides. We can hear Kirk's side. We can hear the baby side. We can understand both of their sides. And I keep calling him a baby because he's just so immature. He just so, he's just stuck back wherever he was hurt years ago. And he's still stuck there for some reason. And that's not Kirk's fault. That's not the mama's fault. I'm not saying that his behavior is okay. What I'm saying is, as a parent, I would like to have more emotional control, emotional intelligence, and in the way that I respond to my son. And if my son's pissing me off, I know how to disconnect. I know how to separate, and I know how to cut off resources.
Let me ask you a question, Tawana. How old is your son? How old is your son?
He's 11. He's 11 right now.
It's the difference between arguing with an 11-year-old and a 33-year-old.
Listen, I don't argue with no 11. Who I'm argue with some kids in my house? We don't argue.
I mean, you framing it as though you're having these in-depth conversations. This is not a democracy. This is not a democracy. This is a dictatorship when it comes to me. Exactly. I'm gonna move the way I move. You're gonna move around me accordingly, and we gonna clearly have this discussion one way. It's not a two-way street. It's one way. End of the conversation for me.
I see. I mean, I get what you're saying. I totally agree. I mean, I'm not even justifying. I just would not name call his son, and I wouldn't criticize his son because I don't really know the complete story. It's always some family history that we don't know a lot about.
I'm curious about the conversation that led up to that point. Like, what leads up to you calling your son a bitch, telling him he's poor? You know,
we're not questioning. We're not questioning Frank on this show. We questioning the son. All the responsibility and the smoke goes to the son. Ain't no why you call him that. None of that. Yeah. He called him that because that's what he
I think we'll be here all day talking about that.
He called him that because that's what he is. That's what led up to it.
I don't take responsibility. If it's a good father or not, but I feel like a lot of times, like we will hear of estranged relationships with celebrities and their son, such as a 50 Cent, and focus on the celebrity icon. Some of these men are trash fathers or have been trash fathers to one set of their kids and not the other set of their kids.
You said you married, Tierra?
I didn't say I'm married, but I am married, yes.
Oh, okay. I understand now. I get it. It's all coming together. It's all coming together.
Yeah, we're gonna move on to the next topic.
We're gonna dissect it. Go ahead, Tierra. Do your thing, man.
It's coming together. Some people agree with each other, some people disagree, but we're gonna get this show.
You see him trying to discredit me on a sneak diss? Yeah. Look at his finger.
Get used to it.
You ain't seen nothing yet. You
an Aries. What's your sign?
You ain't seen nothing yet. We'll get into it. Go ahead, Jared. Do your thing.
I hope that skin is thick as thieves. I'm telling you right now. You might want to. If you ain't ready, you can take a break, woosah, and get ready, okay?
All right, you guys. Welcome to Lapeef, Let's Talk. If you guys are watching right now, please get them likes up. We appreciate the super chats. We got TBG. We had a few other more. We had Lakeith. We also had Cam D. We had Kalisa. So we appreciate you guys for the super chat. Moving on to our next topic. You guys good? Y'all ready?
Let's do it. What's next? What we got?
Y'all sluggish, man. Y'all need to get some of this act right.
Sluggish?
Some of this act right in y'all system.
I wish, I can't wait till I get my glass of wine back on the show. That was she was famous.
Look at his mug. It's so appropriate. That mug back up.
My wine was famous. I can't wait because I need wine to deal with y'all. Y'all, my anxiety be up. Y'all, I need wine for this.
No one told me I needed wine.
Yeah. Next time, bring your wine. Josh, are you sober? I don't think so. I don't think Josh is sober.
Why are y'all trying to blast me? Like, what's going on, man? I have done nothing to any of y'all, and I'm over here getting blasted every which way.
Are you being emotional? No, I'm just playing. I'm just saying. I'm just talking.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna play this little video. South Bay is back at it again. And obviously that woman wanted her lamb. She clearly stated it on the video for you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys seen it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I definitely want to get you guys' thoughts about this. I know it's all over the place, all over the media. People were saying this and a little bit of that. But let's talk. Let's start with you, Tierra. When you saw South Bay sprinkling that salt on that lamb and carefully dangle it over her mouth as she stuck her tongue out and what were your thoughts?
This romantic. First of all, lamb is the reason I can't give up red meat. because it's just fancy. It's just something about it. And I'm just like, it's only three things I want to be fed. I want to be fed fruit. I want to be fed peen, and I want to be fed bougie meat.
Oh,
Go ahead and feed me. I like it, and I like.
Say it again. What's that last one? Want to be fed? What?
Bougie meat.
Mm.
And he seasoned his meat. Gotta respect the man that seasoned his meat well.
Okay. Tawana, when you saw Salt Bae dangling that lamb meat over her mouth, what were your thoughts?
I love Salt Bae. He's a butcher, and he can chop up meat blindfolded. He do all kinds of tricks. He put a whole new level to being a butcher, and he started a business when he was 27. Like, I literally have nothing but respect for him, and he got famous just because he's super extra and dramatic when he put the salt on the meat, and we all are like talking about it. Like, this is like a thing. And this man is a multi-millionaire, like a billionaire almost, with restaurants in Dubai and all over. So I definitely like love that. But I do think that there was some definitely double standards, because the woman, you know, she took that meat and she did it all soft, you know, all sexy, and she had her tongue out. But nobody talked about the men who did it. It was several men. I saw like Dr. Oz. I saw some white men. I saw some black men hold their little tongue out and stick out and twist that meat.
That's a rack of lambs.
I actually saw men who actually ate the meat out, like off the knife, just like the woman did. And I saw of all races, not just women. And she was overly criticized for the way she ate that meat, you know.
Somebody said she for the streets.
Somebody said she for the streets. And they overly criticize women, and you know I'm not checking for that. So y'all already know that's just not. I'm not even about to play like men don't be sticking out their tongues and want the Salt Bae experience. So don't get mad because that woman paid for that meal and went to Salt Bae restaurant for that very experience, because that is what people go for. Because if you look at the reviews, a lot of people say the food is trash. So therefore, they're going there for Salt Bae to put a little salt on.
That hurt my feelings.
I'm just telling y'all what it is. Okay.
All right, Tawana.
Play the games. Yes, JR.
I guess the big thing was about the guys, like his face impressions. Like when you first saw that, what type of vibe did you get? You think he was upset? You think he liked it?
Which her boyfriend that was with her at the time?
Yeah, whoever we don't know who he is, but his face. What were your thoughts when you saw it?
I didn't notice that. I feel like people be too deep in it. I feel like
how could you not notice it? That was a highlight.
I was not looking at.
I didn't see no facial expression. But why take your woman to a restaurant where you know Salt Bae? That's what he do. He feeds the women.
I did not know it is his face.
He looked turned on.
I don't know how you guys didn't notice it, because that's what everybody was talking about. They even had pictures where they zoomed in on his face, and everybody was trying to see, you know, what his thoughts were.
He looked turned on to me. He was like, okay, take her ass home, and I know what she gonna do with that tongue when we
get
that
time. All right, Anton, when you first saw that video with Salt Bae feeding that girl that meat, what were your thoughts?
It made sense. I mean, it's like we always say, bro, like, she's not his. Like, it's just his turn. You know what I'm saying? Like, women essentially they hypergamous, bro, and they gon' like if you put them in certain situations, you'll be able to see and identify exactly what it is that you're dealing with on a regular basis. And what we just uncovered, he actually should be thankful because what he's uncovered is that his chick is absolutely for the streets. She will do anything for clout. And if the opportunity arose, then she would be in somebody else's lap, depending on what it is that he had to present.
Y'all saw that
And
ignorant
that's just a reflection.
Y'all just
That's
Yeah,
just
we
a-
got a troll.
that's
He
just
needs
a-
to exit the room.
What happened?
We
How
got
is
a
he?
troll
What did
in
he
the
say?
comments.
I like how JR posted that ignorant ass comment about me being a mama.
What did he say? What's
You know
so
what?
ignorant?
Hey, like you know what? I wasn't. I just saw the super chat, so I was giving people opportunity, so I didn't even read it.
You know,
Why is that a troll? That's not a troll. That's just what they feel. This is what it is.
I don't think you read
Okay,
the whole comment,
that's fine.
but you also kind of like anti-woman low key, so you probably didn't read it the way we read
Who's
it.
Who's anti-woman?
Your comments. Your
All of
comments
My
low key.
comments.
Yeah.
How am I anti-woman? Let's go into it. Give me a second, JR.
I love disrespectful.
Where is this comment?
I'm
Can y'all still hear me?
anti-woman.
I like disrespectful men who think they can challenge me.
Hold on. How am I anti-woman?
He'll be that very man that I'll have doing my dishes and cleaning my motherfucking clothes.
The comment
What?
was clearly disrespectful. You didn't see it as disrespectful.
I'll have you doing all that.
It's not disrespectful. It's just how he feels.
Go ahead, read it out loud. Tell me how.
And I feel like
No, I'm not reading it out loud. This is not a seminar. Like we're not in class. We're not in class. You're not a teacher. Like I'm not about to read out loud. What is this? The point is that people are allowed to feel how they want to feel, and just because you don't, and just be you are, and that's true, Tawana. I'm not taking that away from you either.
Right.
But what I'm telling Tierra is that you're not going to silence people or prevent people from saying what they want to say.
It's not about
just because it.
Hold
on. Wait. Stop.
Kirk Franklin's son couldn't disrespect him. But somebody could come on the chat and disrespect him.
I'm not gonna have a woman. I'm not gonna have a woman talking over me.
I agree.
Any way, shape,
I
or
agree
form.
with you, Sierra.
I'm not gonna have a woman talking
That's
over me.
Feelings for real on the inside.
I'm not gonna have a woman talking over me. So this is how we gonna do
I
this.
don't like a confident woman.
Hold on. Stop, Tawana. What we gonna do?
Sierra, me and her having we
yeah, but Sierra interrupted me, and I need to emphasize exactly how we gonna do this. The point is, it comes back to when people say stuff to me. For example, people say all type of stuff of what they don't like or how they not feeling me or whatever, and I'm cool with that because some of it may be valid, some of it may be not, but I'm not operating based off of silencing people. And that's the whole problem with this whole cancel culture thing is if it don't make us feel good. Now you can respond how you want to respond, but we're not going to prevent people from saying what they want to say just because it don't make us feel good or it don't align with us. That does not mean stop. That does not mean that it's disrespectful.
It definitely was.
It was disrespectful though.
It was.
It's not disrespectful.
And you can't see it.
It's a difference between having an opinion and being disrespectful. It's fine to have an opinion.
Hey, Josh, what you think about it? Josh, what you think about it?
About Salt Bay or the comment?
Not about the comment. You think the comment was disrespectful?
I mean, it was shade thrown. I mean, it's simple as that. That's really the way I look at it.
Here we go, bro.
Know? I mean, because the
beta,
thing is,
beta.
Nah. Because
beta.
The thing is, look. I know when somebody's gonna be trying to throw shade, and if that's their intent. So if that's their intent, I mean, they're gonna do that. So I'm not gonna block their shine. Say what you want to say. We know what it is. You know, it's like, man, you gonna look a certain kind of way saying it.
Okay, so is it shade thrown when they say, Anton, I don't like your milk dud head? Is that shade?
I mean, if it's shade, it's shade. But I mean, the thing is,
corny, bro.
They're commenting on your platform. They're commenting on your platform. So at the end of the day, they're still engaging you. So
that don't mean it is shade. Just because somebody say something that they don't like about me, or they have a comment that I don't agree with, don't mean it is shade. It just means that they feel how they feel. That's not shade, bro. Nobody called anybody out their name. Nobody called anybody out their name. They never said nothing about their family, their kids, or nothing. They just said something about.
He did mention her kids. That's how I know you.
Hold on. You can't have it.
Tawana, who you talking to, Tawana? You talking to somebody in the comments?
I'm not talking. I'm talking about this comment that came up on the screen that you posted. Is what I'm talking about. And
When
he
it
did
comes
say
to-
something about my parenting. That's exactly what he did. And Anton said, nobody's talking about that. That's not
All right,
true.
so here's
All
another
I'm
comment
saying-
right here that says
saying is
Anton literally just talked over Tiara and prevented her from
Who is
getting.
this beta?
That's
Who is
all
this
they
beta?
do.
Who is this beta
That's
that's
all he
putting this up on
discredits everybody.
the screen? Talib. Yo,
Gonna say-
Talib, you need to check
only
in with
thing
me
they
and
do-
get my course.
The
So
only
you
reason
can
they
Hey,
man
call
up
so
and
like
stop
is
being
Talib
so
throwing shade?
They call me and Beta who are not aggressive, ignorant, and treat women with disrespect. That's who they call Beta.
I
Oh,
think
you're
you
Beta.
guys-
call me and beta. That's
No, but
Because
I
you
think
got
you guys,
respect
like,
for
I think you
women.
guys got to understand that people are going to comment. I mean, we putting it out there, how we look, the things we say, our views, and people are going to have comments about it.
yeah.
And
I
I'm
said
like-
that.
When they're going to have opinions about it. So
And some people, I feel like they need to, be let know that they disrespectful and they rude.
Hey, Talib, I got a free
That's what I
version of my course for you, so you can man up and stop being so weak and stop trying to validate these women in order to make yourself feel good.
These women
They don't
know
like
language.
they not gonna like you either way, bro.
You date women?
They not gonna like
I
you.
would
What'd you
love
say?
for somebody to come on the show.
I'm
and
sorry. Say that one more time, Tiara.
I
Shut
asked
him
if you date women because
down.
the way you talk about women, you're so rude.
Baby girl, let me tell you something. I date women, but I wouldn't date you because you're not even close to being on my level.
How did you go there?
Not even close. You wouldn't qualify in 200 years to even be in the same room as me. It's a privilege to be talking to me on this
I am
platform
in
right
the
now.
room with you. And
It's a privilege to be
Thank
talking
you,
to me on this
Talib.
platform right now.
thank you. Thank you.
Don't believe Tawana. Listen, when you get off of here, me and Tawana are gonna be kicking it. We're gonna be talking on the phone about what's wrong with everybody on this panel. So she's trying to get you to stick around on the show, but in reality, it's levels, and I'm way up here. I'm trying to be humble, but I'm choosing violence. I got on my hoodie, and it's not what you think it's gonna be. It's gonna go bad for you if you're going down that path. But just remember, you started it. You started it.
No,
I just want to let you know.
You did.
No,
you blamed what's his face mother in the very beginning. I would say you started.
No, we talking about me and you.
That's
We ain't
true.
talking about no celebrities and none of that. We talking about me and you. You started it. Just remember. When this go the way it go,
Josh, I'm coming to you
I'm
next.
gonna offer you my free.
About that Salt Bay.
My free course when we done with it.
Salt Bay.
Josh, like when you first saw Salt Bay dangling that meat, as we've been saying tonight, over that woman's mouth, what were your thoughts?
I mean, she was a little thirsty, but at the same time, they paid for the experience. So what you expect? You know what I mean? It's like they wanted to get some of this. Hey,
Josh, I feel like sometimes you can figure it out, and you got your red pill. You took your red pill for the day, and then sometimes you just going right on back into that turtle, that beta turtle shell.
I feel like sometimes you just know what it is. So if you go into a situation, you kind of expect a certain outcome. He went to go see Salt Bay. So what did you expect to happen?
You know
what I mean?
You're a human. It's like going to a strip club and expecting not to see strippers. Like, oh no, I saw strippers. Like, what the hell? Salt Bay, that's what he do. He chops up the meat in the sexual, seductive way.
That chick is for the streets, man.
That's what he does.
She for the streets.
Well, she for the streets, but her man was sitting right there. So he
is simp. And we not validating simp behavior. That's why I'm fixing these dudes. And we changing the dynamic because we no longer validating simps. We're not allowing y'all to use these dudes to make y'all feel good about yourself. And I'm just telling you, if she displays certain type of behavior on public, she for the streets, fam.
I just want the dictionary. I want the definition of beta, the definition of simp, the definition of for the streets. I think maybe that's what it is. I feel like it is a comprehension error on my part because I don't understand why everybody is a beta. What does that mean? They
weak. It means that you're weak and you seek validation from other people. You allow certain behaviors to be perpetuated. You validate bad behavior for women in order to get browning points. And you're not the man that you're supposed to be in certain situations that would enable her to be the best version of herself. We can go on and on, but the whole point of it is weak men and weak men that validate women with bad behavior are beta, and men that hold women accountable and move a certain type of way that empowers the people around them to be the best version of themselves are generally alpha. If you just want to do a quick summary of it.
Okay.
Anton, I think I got your opinion right about these Salt Bay. Did I ask you already?
I mean, she for the streets. That's my summary.
For the streets.
It's Tiara. It's like the feminist movement, the domestic woman against the working woman. That's what the beta and alpha is. It's the feminist movement for the men, though. You know,
Oh,
it's a man movement where it's like, oh, you're a beta man, so you're less than me, and I'm an alpha man, so I say, and so I'm better than you.
Tiara, I think it actually goes a little bit deeper than that.
It ain't no.
I think it goes a little deeper than that.
That's all. I'm an alpha. I'm more better. I'm better.
Let me know, Lapeef. I don't really see it going deep yet, but let me know let me know where it's deep at.
Well, you know, you can study the primates. You can make a study of the primates, and then you'll learn where alpha and beta men are, because that's where they got it from. So go and find that study on animals, on apes and gorillas. And you will learn.
We don't know what Tawana is talking
just
about.
You'll learn
just pay attention to the men that you're around.
Beta, alpha, and beta means.
I think I have a basic understanding, but I just felt like anytime a man says something or a man does something that
do you feel like your man? Do you feel like
beta.
Your man is a beta or an alpha?
I would say that my man is an alpha.
Why is that?
Why?
Oh, I'm not gonna go into it because you want to argue with me.
Right.
No.
Ask you a question.
We're just trying to see if you have an understanding of what an alpha and beta male is. That's why we
see you already in your feelings.
Like, I was kind of curious too.
Off of a basic question.
Setup when I hear one.
Because I asked, do you feel like he's an alpha or beta? And why?
Yes. You
so you think that I would actually set you up? I'm not setting you up. I was just curious.
Lapeef, but Anton for show. He's a little bit.
Because I asked you a basic question.
I answered the question. You asked me a follow-up question
that you don't want to answer.
No, not to you.
Oh, you getting sassy?
Sassy?
Yeah, you getting sassy. You feeling yourself right now? Okay, I get it. Okay,
no, I just felt like it was a setup. But I would say he's an alpha, and I would say that we conflict a lot because he's an alpha.
So why is that so hard to? Why was that so hard to say in the first place? Why all of the extra? Why give us the whole speech, the setup thing? Why not just make just if it is what it is and there's nothing to worry about, and you ain't got nothing to worry about being set up about
him as an alpha, like what the attributes are.
Right.
I don't feel the need to do that, but I will say I think he's an alpha, and I think.
See what you just did again? You did it again. You need coaching, baby girl. Like, you prefaced what you was about to say before you said it, and then you said it. Just say it. You ain't got to give us the whole speech behind it.
I listened to your question.
I already know he a beta. It don't really matter what you think and what you say anyway. I'm just trying to teach you how to communicate effectively.
I was gonna say.
I'm just trying to teach you how to communicate effectively. I don't really care about what
it's
you
just
about
a
to
whole. It's just a whole.
say. I don't really care about what you about to say. I'm just trying to
come on,
teach you.
Tawana, help out. Tawana, help out.
You can't help her. You can't save nobody. Listen, when you come on the show, you on the island by yourself.
No help. Tiara handling her. She handling.
She ain't.
Actually,
she ain't. Tiara's gonna rewatch this episode when we get done, and we post the clips, and she gonna say, "Man, I could have handled that differently." Or, Anton is so mean. They always go. It's the same thing every time. Come on, man. Let's keep it going, bro.
Oh, that's your award. You like being in.
Oh yeah, girl. Don't you mess up that crown.
I just think you're a devil's advocate, and I'm okay with that.
I'm a truth teller. It's a difference.
Oh, okay.
Girl, these people be validating this mess, so that's why he do it. Come on, y'all. Let's talk about something.
If you are just tuning in, welcome to Lapeef. Let's talk. Please get them likes up. Also share.
Likes up.
Yeah, definitely get them likes up. We did have some more super chats came in. Appreciate Lakeith. If you donated again, I think I might have got you already. Jaquan, appreciate you. Kalisa, we always appreciate you because you always say we never shout you out, but I make sure I give you your flowers while you're here. Moving on to our third topic, and I think this is a good topic, especially coming off this energy that we just had.
What's that?
These women need help. These women need help. Look at Josh, he laughing. You already know they need help, don't you?
Man.
It's okay, Josh.
Josh is trying
It's
to
okay,
figure
Josh.
out.
We got your back. We got your
Josh
back.
trying to figure out which side of the fence he want to be on this particular subject. We gonna figure it out though.
I
Now
mean,
this-
the thing is, honestly, they don't want it. Like, they might need it. They could need it. They don't want it, though. So, I mean, I don't
Josh,
know.
I'm starting to see a pattern, bro. Like, the first half of the show, you riding the bench. You decide that you don't wanna fully convert over. You fighting it, and then by the second half of the show, you start pulling up from half court. What's going on, bro?
Man, I guess I just come through when I'm in the clutch, man. I don't know, man.
Jesus
Something.
Christ, bro.
Man, I'm starting to see like so many different situations that are happening that I run into every day when it comes to why I feel and a lot of men feel that these women need help. You know, one of the things that came up is that a lot of these women are toxic and they do not realize that they are toxic. And the reason why I say this is because, you know, there are some women out there that feel as though when they enter a relationship, situation, whatever you want to call it, marriage, that the man is supposed to resolve the issues that they have within themselves. And a lot of women do not even realize what they are doing, the energy that they are putting out. So whenever somebody speaks on it or speaks about it, then they're the problem. It's like they're insecure about this toxic behavior. And that's just a little segment about why these women need help. I'm gonna come to you, Josh. Why do these women need help?
Because they're not getting the outcomes that they want. That's the main thing. I mean, to be perfectly honest.
Hold on real quick. Tawana, you okay over there? I just want to check in.
I'm just listening to this foolishness. I disbelief, but go ahead.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
talk.
Take some notes.
Just crap.
Take some notes. Tiara.
No,
If not
no.
for yourself, then I'm pretty sure you might have a friend that might need these notes. Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I mean,
And
the
I
thing
and
is,
like I apologize, brother, because this is some valuable information. Go ahead.
yeah, they're not they're not being told the information. They're not getting the outcomes that they want, and they're not listening to the information that's being given. The thing is that with a lot of information given, to women, it's about validating. It's about, massaging their self-esteem. Every woman's beautiful. Every woman's a 10. Everybody's valuable. Like, that's, men don't necessarily move that way. So, we living in a world where guys are pretty much measured in every way. If somebody asks you what kind of car you drive, they're measuring you. If somebody asks you where you went to school, they're measuring you. If somebody asks you what you do for a living, they're measuring you. And these are all things that men are measured on, and you might not have a 1 or 10 scale, but you know that an engineer is a higher rate than, somebody that, is working at Walmart. So with that being said, it's just, the thing is there's no information that tells them, man, you know what, you may need to do something different. Everything is cool. Everything goes. It's like whatever you choose is cool.
Anton, I thought it was very important that the guys should go first on this so that the women can take notes. And again, I'm not speaking to the women on the panel in particular, but just the women in general.
I am.
All right, Anton. I'm coming to you. These women need help. Elaborate on that.
They too far gone. Like, you got to start with a whole new, fresh batch, fresh crop. You got to raise them from birth to be a certain type of way, because a lot of times when you're talking about adults are stuck in their ways. So the only way to really solve for a lot of the issues, and we're going to define the issues really quickly, they've been validated with their bad behavior from a lot of different guys that actually feel as though they can get some browning points, or they weak themselves, and so they attach themselves to the weaker vessel, which generally tends to be the woman, right? But you have all of these different women that want to celebrate each other and enable each other instead of growth. And the thing that I always say to people on my own platforms and when I coach guys is that it's not about happiness. It's not about being happy. Stop chasing happiness. You should chase growth. and the only way you can grow is to be uncomfortable. You got to get on the other side of being uncomfortable. You got to get on the other side of the thing that makes you feel good about yourself, or people telling you things that make you feel good about yourself, and get to the space where you actually can get the things that you need in order to become a better version of yourself. But when you see a lot of these women today, they've already been trained and conditioned, whether it be in university settings, whether it be people in their family, how they was raised, the people that they surround themselves with. If you look in the mirror, or you really want to know who you are, all you got to do is look at the people you surround yourself with the most. Most of the time, you're a reflection of the people that you spend the most of your time with. And so what they'll say is, don't shame me. They use these keywords on a lot of these platforms like triggered or all of this other type of stuff in order to try to silence you or prevent you from being able to actually give them the game that they need so that they can improve and grow in the way that they do. So one or two things generally happen. Either A, they continue to be how they are. They don't get married, or if they do get married, they have to settle for somebody that's not necessarily ideal for what it is that they're looking for in their lifestyle, right? They settle and they can get a man, but it doesn't mean that that's the best man that they can, the best man that's available. They A, or they settle. B, they either die alone, they become the cat lady, or C, they wind up suffering enough to realize that, this is not what I want, or they mess with enough trash to where at some point before it's too late, they start to get themselves together and they subject themselves to somebody that can actually add value to their life. But in the most parts, especially women that's probably beyond 30 at this point, most of them are too far gone. They subscribe to a feminist movement. They no longer align themselves with traditional values that actually can help foster the best circumstance for both them and their families. And then this is the result of it. You see less women being married, more women becoming baby mamas, and then you see men that validate this behavior. And because there's more men than there are women, you're going to see women that say, well, I got a man, but you don't have the best man. And that's really what it comes down to. Some of them you can't help. Occasionally you find a diamond in the rough that's willing to do the work, but it takes too much. And for men like me, that's actually dope and phenomenal, we not willing to waste our time and spend our time beating the dead horse. It's a waste of time, bro.
Yeah, I think what's crazy is that you have a lot of women out here that are in they, I'll say 35 and up with no kids, and they're out here still trying to figure it out. It's a reason why they don't have any kids, and it's a reason why they're single. And they carry that same energy. That the problem is that they can't build nothing with nobody. They spent all their time trying to be independent, trying to fight these battles, trying to tell everybody else, how it's going to be done, when the whole time they needed some work a long time ago. So I'm coming to the women. I know you guys agree with Anton and Josh and myself, so I think this is going to be a quick conversation. I'll go with you, Tawana. These women need help. Your thoughts?
I'm so happy I only heard bits and pieces of that because I was having technical issues.
What?
Yeah, the parts that I did hear, I was like, is this a serious conversation? Like, are we really being serious right now? Because
these women need help, Tawana.
Like, I can't for the life of me rationalize this. And I'm gonna tell you,
what?
Women who are not clear about who they are the women who need your help.
Really?
Yeah, the women who don't know who they are, who are questioning, who have doubts, who don't know how to embrace their feminine energy, that didn't learn how to be a woman. Those are the women who you target, and those are the women who y'all speak to, because you can't clearly be speaking to a woman who got her sense and know what the hell she got going on in life. Like there's no way. There's no way in the world. And I don't care. And honestly, when I hear some of the women who comment in the comments, I'm like, oh yeah, that's exactly who they speaking to. Women who have who have absolutely no sense of who they are, have no sense of direction, no confidence in this world, and can't get a man, like you said, 35, and probably will never be in a relationship. And yeah, you can put your caps on, but let me tell you something. I'll get married 5 times before some of these women get married once. Okay. Because I'm always going to be valued to a man. So I'm a reflection in my real life.
Say it again, Tawana.
I'm always going to be of value to a man. I am a reflection in my real life. Okay. So therefore, you guys can continue to be single and criticize and do all that shit, but still you at home by yourself. And you always going to be at home by yourself. But this is how it is. Most men, let me just put this out here. Yeah, I'm coming for the fire today because I'm so tired of some of these women and some of these men. Y'all driving me crazy. Most men don't even understand women's nature. Period. They criticize something like Anton criticize women for being emotional when emotional is our nature. You know, we're nurturing, we're emotional, but we get criticized for it, which makes absolutely no sense. And women, we like to feel security. Any threat to our security is basically just a man that we won't be able to connect with. And that could be any man. You know, people like Jaquan, who got all these little nasty ass comments. That kind of man, you know, he's a threat to my security. So therefore, he's also, he's not a man that I would give any respect to.
He's a beta.
Right? He's definitely a man that I would never respect. Right? And there's
really?
Yeah. Oh, really? Very, very much so. And then there's men that I will always show respect to because they demonstrate a level of confidence, a level of security, a level of dominance that I respect in men.
You talking like Josh?
Yeah, Josh, I respect him. I mean, I talk about his past, but I won't disrespect him. You know, JR, you know, Anton, I don't disrespect you guys, but you know, there is some instances where, you know, you cross the line, you know, I'm going to cross that line right on over there. You know, you stay on your side, I'm going to stay on mine. You want to be the dominant, you know, I'm look, I like dominant. I like confident men. I like men who can offer that level of security and make you feel like you're secure, you're protected. But I'm definitely not going to tolerate no disrespectful beta men on this show degrading me for whatever reason. And then there are little women who's learned that same behavior who think they can come on this show and say anything about me either. No, like y'all don't get no respect from me. I'll get married 5 times before y'all get married once. Okay? Because men always gonna see the value in me and never in you. That's right. So let me just go there. I'm just done with this conversation. It was so pointless to me. But I don't believe that women need help. They should not be listening to men who are broken, who don't have a sense of security, who don't know how to manage their own families, who don't know how to run their own lives, telling them how to run their life. A man who don't demonstrate what they do in their own life. I'm a reflection of what I want in my life. You need to be a reflection. If you're going to tell me how to do things and how to live my life, you should be a reflection of what I think a man demonstrates. And it's not a lot of them.
So I wasn't speaking particularly about yourself. I was just speaking
I can only speak
about women in general. I mean, I know you see it. I mean,
from my perspective, you speaking from your perspective, you all talking about women y'all dealt with and interacted with in your past, because you can't be talking about every woman in the world. You talking about the women you deal with, right?
Hey, Tiara, I mean, hopefully you can save us. We can't keep telling these women that everything is okay. These women need help. You agree? Your thoughts?
I agree.
Be honest.
I agree. I would say that women do need help. I would say that the help that women need is not from men. And it's usually not from the men that think that they should help. Somebody mentioned Kevin Samuels in the chat, and I was like,
Kevin Samuels can help us.
So my one of my platforms is called Deaf to Fuck Boys, and it's about helping women navigate through like dating and do trauma and do their like past trauma. So the title is very clickbaity. It sounds like it's just about men, but it's really about the men that we choose, that we decide to spend our time with. If you are with a man that doesn't find value in you, you chose that man. So therefore, choose differently, and also like unpack like who taught you the definition of love, who taught you how to choose. Maybe no one taught you how to choose. And maybe no one taught you that you have the right to choose because you a baby mama, you a this or that. Somebody in comments was like a baby mama at best. Like, boy, shut the fuck up.
They can say that.
I would say that the society needs help. I would say the current dating terrain for men and women, if we're going to get more specific, black men and black women, is real scarce out here. And it's not because people are not available, but it's because
Tiara,
we don't understand.
We talking about these women need help. We're talking about the women. We're not talking about the people they choose. Some of these
But
women,
here's the
we're
thing,
not
you
talking
can't
about
say
all
women
women.
need
help
help
they
Some
need.
of these
and
women
not
need
say
help.
that need,
And
not
you
say
as a
that
woman, I
men
think you need to be honest with these women.
She's a
If
reflection of the thing I just described, bro. She's the
if
exact
a
thing I just
man is
described.
my counterpart and I need help, right?
What does the
Then we
man have to
both
do with
need
the
help.
woman needing help?
Yes,
The
I'm
no,
man
gonna
has
I'm
nothing
serious.
to do
I
with
didn't
that.
say
The
let you
that
woman,
suffer through
have
this,
to do it
Jr.
to save us.
What
Like
do
we have
women
to
need
save
help
ourselves,
in?
See,
honestly.
look,
right?
look.
I agree. They have to say it. You guys have to say yourselves, but I think the first thing is the woman has to admit. I think you have to admit that some of these women need help.
Absolutely.
What do
We
they
can't
need
we
help
can't
with?
lead.
What did I miss? Because I guess I missed something. What do we need
I
help
would say specifically from my point of view, women need help developing their self-esteem,
How
developing
you
their
gonna coach
self-worth.
somebody and you're not even successful in a relationship? You're not even married.
I thought she said she was married.
You said you was married?
Yeah, she is married.
I thought
Are
you said
you
she wasn't married.
She is married. She is married.
He has selective hearing, Tawana. He hears what he wants to
She
hear to make
is.
the
No,
point
my
he
bad,
wants
my
to
bad.
make.
You said you was married to a beta. That's what I heard.
No,
My
she
bad.
I didn't say that either.
I said that part.
You want me
That's
to
what I'm
say
saying.
that. You want me to say that.
You don't
which
have to
is
say it.
why
I
I'm
clearly
trying to
know
stay
it because
together.
no dude,
Are you
no
married?
man in his right mind.
Or is the mother of your child a baby mama?
What's interesting is they say they criticize you for not being married, but then when you are married, then they start attacking your man.
Because I don't know.
That
I
is
don't
He said he
understand.
would never date me. I wasn't on his level. My
So,
mate
so
must
now
be a
your
beta.
man
Matter
ain't.
of
So
fact,
now
We
your
gon'
man ain't
we
good
gon'
enough.
we gonna let these
It's
women that
news
want to
to
continue
me.
to talk and hear themselves finish, and then we gonna go ahead and continue to.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let y'all know.
continue.
I'm gonna show y'all what's really wrong with them. Go ahead.
I mean, we
Get it out.
on a man hating, we on a woman hating platform. So of course we
I
gonna
felt
get
like it was like
that.
Little Rascals, like the man hating, women hating,
They are.
man's club.
All right, Tiara.
Is she
No,
done
but
yet?
These
to your
women need
point,
help.
to
Is
your
she done
point,
yet?
Lapeef, do women need help? Absolutely. Is a man like Anton the person to help them? He should probably focus on the man like he's been doing, and kudos to that. I actually agree with a lot of things you said earlier, Anton, and I've kind of felt like how I feel when I listen to Kevin Samuels, when I hear like a lot of good points that is kind of like mixed in to just some language that doesn't really help women though. So yes, women need help from other women.
All right, so they done. All right, cool. All right, so this is the problem, bro. This is the exact thing. Audience, I want y'all to really pay attention and realize what's going on here. You see a lot of finger wagging, dream snatching, all of this, head going back and forth, emotional conversation, with not a lot of substance that's coming from it.
Emotional.
They don't even.
Coming
They
from
don't
the
even
man
look
who
at him. You see
said,
him. You see him
"I'm
over
not
talking me
married,"
again. You see
when
him
I
over
said I
talking.
was.
This is emotion right here. Over
So
talking me
what?
again.
No,
So
no,
what?
you're
Talking.
correcting me.
So what?
Because and this is the thing, fellas.
So what?
The truth hurts, and so what happens is when you start to emphasize something.
A woman like you
Look at her.
must
Look
be
at her.
single.
Look
I'm
at
not
her.
single.
This one right
A
here.
woman like you must
This one.
be
This
with a
one right
beta
here.
then.
Look at this one.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Look at her. Look at the one with the glasses.
Talking about.
All right, so like I was saying,
You like
this is exactly the thing that happens when they can't strengthen their argument. They talk over you, they strengthen their voices, they don't let you get a sentence out, they react to everything you say emotionally, they snatch dreams out
They
the air.
react to what
Look
you
at
say
her.
that's
Look at her.
incorrect.
Your baby.
You were incorrect. Just say you were incorrect and that you heard me wrong because you weren't listening to how I talk.
This is my thing,
No,
fellas.
they don't never listen.
What I'm emphasizing to you guys,
Never.
taking into consideration everything that I just said, and she is a lost cause. You're wasting your time if you're coming to the table and having conversations with women like this. It's a waste of time. They not for you,
are
bro.
wasting your time if
They not for you. They not even worth the conversation.
and not say nothing.
Extend your conversations with people that actually
you're
is
wasting your time
conducive
if
to
you're
what it is
talking
that you're
to
trying to
another
do.
alpha.
Because they not wait. Any dude that's dealing with this is a beta. No woman will ever talk like this in my presence. Never have, never will. And you know it to be true, Tawana. It's not happening. Never.
I would say that woman is probably a beta.
Nobody would say that to my man face ever. Ever.
I would say
it'll be
that
a
woman
problem.
is probably just a beta.
It'll be a problem.
She probably feels special to be chosen by you, Anton, and kudos to her.
Let's just get that clear. I don't care. I'm gonna say this. I wish I would let any of these people validate who I am. And if you're a woman and you need validation for them, you are not clear about who you are.
This woman here with the glasses on,
Figure it
fellas,
out.
gentlemen,
Oh,
and women,
too,
women.
Period.
This woman here with the glasses on is the prototypical issue that's wrong with the Black community today. They are very much.
So let's pause.
They
right
are
there.
very much a reflection of the
What
thing
do
that
they
we
do?
don't want raising our sons and our daughters, fam. Don't let them around your sons. Don't let them around your daughters. Don't let them infect them. That's why I put my mask on, because it's like I don't want none of that getting into me, bro.
Put the muzzle
I don't want none of that getting into me. I need to protect myself, and I don't want that junk coming through my screen, man. That junk is nasty. It's nasty conversation.
With the Black community, you have tried every low blow to discredit me since I've been on the show, and the only thing I said was that
you discredited you.
The things that you say is not in support of women. I don't see how you can actually love a woman. I see that you probably tolerate women, but I don't see how you can actually love a woman with the type of shit that you say.
That's a great observation. I like that.
No, it's not, Tawana. You know it's not. You're just trying to make her. You know you're trying to make her feel good about herself.
Silent.
I don't do that. I'm being
true
with my reaction.
Listen, cat lady. You are on an island by yourself. Tawana is not your ally. You got a bad kid in the background that's climbing on chairs and stuff. You ain't got no structure in your household. I'm looking at her right now.
He ain't married, but
did you call her baby bad?
And all
he climbing on the furniture.
Women that worship him and a baby mama.
You don't see that kid climbing on the furniture in the back?
I wish I could mute you. I cannot.
Look at him. He's jumping around.
That you talking about?
He's jumping around in the background.
That you was probably like the not cool kid who learned.
Wait. Turn around and get him together, please, before you go on.
That was you.
All right, y'all.
Because you're not even.
Why you gonna call her a cat lady when Josh is the one that had the cat? You see how that don't even make
Josh
sense.
too. I got smoke for everybody. Josh is not an exception to the rule. The point is that how are we gonna take somebody serious that can't even get that? You don't even have no structure in your own household.
Josh, I had to bring you back in the conversation because you did have a cat. And he called her a cat lady. And I don't understand how he can mix that up.
Sierra, you gonna mute yourself and get your house in order before we continue the show?
So listen, I mean, I like people like Sarah Lena. I don't know if you listened to her, Rebecca. So I like people like that. They do empower women to think differently, like about their, the way they approach life, the way they approach relationships, the taking accountability for the things that they've done wrong. Like, I agree with all of that. I think that all is important. And do I think that women need to get better in relationships? Yeah. Do we need to approach that differently? Do we need to select better? Of course. But do I think that you should allow someone to tell you who you are, beat you down, and make you feel like you're less than based on the way they see you and see life? No, I absolutely don't think that gives women any power, any level of existence. I'm just telling you that women need to think differently. And like Tiara said, maybe we need to be intentional about the people who are helping us, because men like Anton, like Kevin, they might not be the best resource when it comes to learning these skills and learning the things that you need to know as a woman in order to be in a successful relationship.
I would say the only amendment is that if you want a man like Kevin, if you want a man like Anton, absolutely listen to them, because they're gonna lace you on how to get a man like them. And in that case, then you should listen. I feel like Kevin.
But y'all not listening to the men y'all like.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Chicks aren't listening to the men that they like. Let's just be real.
But that's women overall. We don't listen to everything y'all say, because women, we have discernment. We know when we should listen to y'all and when y'all shouldn't. Just like men,
women are women, not children.
We know.
We know what you want to listen to. Just like
we know exactly what when a man is telling you the right things and when a man is telling you some bullshit. We know how to do it. Just like y'all tune us out, we tune y'all out too. We do the same exactly.
You don't even how you gonna self-diagnose? Like that's like having a dope fiend go in and tell the doctor that they're not addicted. Like, you don't know how to fix yourself, and if you was, then you would, like, if you did, you wouldn't be on dope in the first place. You can't self-diagnose. It's a reason why you have to subject yourself to somebody else, whether it be a doctor, whether it be a therapist, whether it be somebody that's going to give you some insight to help you improve who you are. But if you're so busy being combative,
the women,
if
you're
you're
talking about the women
if you're so busy being combative and you're listening to respond instead of listening to understand, you'll never get anywhere. And that's why at some point I just
women
say,
don't
well,
listen to men who are disrespectful.
at some point,
You don't
I
listen
just
to listen
at some
either.
point,
At times,
Yeah,
at some
like hell
point,
shit I said.
Listen,
at some point,
this ain't the platform I'm on. Y'all ain't my man. I don't gotta listen to y'all. I love that I can take out my aggression on you,
I've been
motherfuckers.
listening.
I love that I can take my aggression out on y'all because
at some
y'all are
point,
not my motherfucking man. I can
at
cuss
some
y'all
point,
out.
you just realize that you got to move on and you got to make sure that you align yourself with people that actually want the game, not the people that's trying to combat you and actually is a bad reflection of the community in itself. Do your thing, JR.
All right, you guys. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Lapeef. Let's talk. If you're on right now, let's get these likes up. We appreciate the super chats. I try to acknowledge everybody with the super chat. We definitely like that. And moving on to our last and our final topic before we open it up to the phone lines.
Man, I forgot about the phone lines.
I like
yeah.
your shirt, Lapeef, but you got to be careful. I don't know if alpha men wear them shirts, but I like your shirt. It's dope.
Hey, this from Fat Tiger, from Chicago. I'm not sure.
Like
okay.
What is that? A sunflower?
Yeah.
Cute. Very cute.
On the back.
Cute. Nice. I like it.
Y'all gonna try to quit coming from me, man. If you guys can see the whole entire shirt, you wouldn't be saying that right now. But I got y'all on the next topic. Don't worry about it.
I like your shirt. I didn't call it out.
No, like,
I was serious. I actually do like your shirt.
See, there's some type of like woman movement going on right now. We have to go to war.
I love it. Bring more women with brains on the show. I love that.
Yeah, like when the summertime comes, we definitely get the water balloons. We're gonna have a water balloon fight.
The only type of women that we like is ones that can zip up their lips when it's time to talk.
Well, yeah, that's why. I mean, if that's what y'all got me on the show for, y'all might as well quit right now. Because I don't
say when it's time to talk or when it's time to listen.
Sit and look as pretty as possible. Just don't say nothing. That's all we need.
Yeah, that ain't me. I'm pretty, but that ain't me. Y'all got me jacked up.
Women date more men when single and not the other way around.
Yes.
Women,
not the other way around.
Meaning that men don't date women like a lot of women. That women date more men while they're single, and men don't do that while they're single.
Y'all don't date.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Josh.
Because first of all, it requires less resources. That's the main reason. If you're a woman, you're not paying for dates. If you're a man, you're paying for dates. So the average man's resources determine how much dating he can do. If you're a woman, you're just basically sitting around waiting to get asked. If you're attractive, men will try to take you out. So it's very easy for a woman. Look, they say that 1/3 of women are going out on dates just for the food. So when you think about it like that, like it's real out here. Like, I mean, they're out here. They're active because people are approaching them. Guys are hunting. So, because they're hunting, they're going to say, hey, come out and have, dinner with me. Come out to this new spot that, I've been checking out or that I've been reading about or something like that. So, but a guy on the other hand, I mean, he might be sitting there thinking like, man, I just took this woman out to a $300 date last week. My money kind of tight this week. So he not taking a different woman out, it started from scratch. It started that process from the beginning. So, I mean, a woman can have 5 guys taking her on $300 dates and it wouldn't cost her anything but time to get ready.
Tawana.
That's really logical.
Hey, Tawana, women date more men when single and not the other way around. You agree?
Yeah, we do. I mean, I think we just, like Josh said, we get asked out, approached. So we're just naturally gonna go on more dates. And honestly, I mean, if he's a high value man, maybe he's dating equal. I don't know. But or if he's a high earner, maybe he will date a little bit more than maybe a man who's, with an average salary, etc. But women, for the most part, we can go on dates with multiple men. you know, and we don't have to pay money out of pocket, so it doesn't affect us like it affects you guys. So, you know, it's not too much for me to argue with this one. It's just kind of like straightforward. Yes, that's
We love it when you agree with us.
no,
We
you
love
know,
it.
and it don't
Love
happen that often. So pull out the, you
Yeah,
know,
I know.
applause and stand up and give it to me. Yeah, because you know, this is once in a lifetime. Yeah.
Anton. What you laughing at, Josh?
Nah, I'm just thinking about
You
like
starting to kick in?
I'm thinking about previous conversations that I've had regarding this, and
Speak on it, brother. Speak on it.
a lot of women have tried to make it seem they've tried to charge certain things to the game that didn't have anything to do with the date itself. Like,
Like
oh
what?
yeah, I needed to get my hair done, or I needed to get a dress, or I needed to do my makeup, and it cost this. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you had this stuff in your house already, so how you factoring this into the cost?
No. Some women do spend money, especially if they're trying to impress the man. Some women do spend money and, you know, go get the wax,
Josh,
you know, go get that stuff done. So I think
are
that's
you being taken advantage of, Josh? Blink, listen, bro. Hold on, listen.
What?
Blink twice if you're being taken advantage of. Don't tell me you simping out like this, bro.
Nah, I'm just coming up with scenarios.
Simping,
But no.
Why?
You didn't say scenario. Hold on, fam. Hold on. You didn't say scenarios.
I don't
You're
care.
thinking about stuff in the past, bro. Let's be clear.
Come on, man.
That's what you said. Don't come on, man. Me. You said that. I'm just mad that my ears heard it.
I've heard some conversations in some of these groups and some of these platforms where people would be trying to factor in costs that have nothing to do with the date. Like, you know, I went and got my hair done, or I went and got my nails done. Like, I can factor my haircut in. Like, I can factor my gas. Like, I can factor, you know, things like that. You know, that stuff don't. Yeah, you do it, but
are women, are women, like, are men paying for dates now though? Like, is a lot of people going Dutch? And I know that back then,
Somebody said take her to Starbucks.
Josh,
for
I
real.
got a question, bro.
People going to McDonald's and stuff now, or are they really going on?
Okay, so before I even had to ask the question,
date is a
Josh,
little steep.
I just gotta ask, like, are you like single? Are you like married, dating? What does that situation look like, bro?
I am not single. I am
okay.
dating.
All right.
Yes, seriously.
So I can't even ask you the question because I was just wondering, like, you taking chicks on $300 dates?
No, I was just using that as an example. And a $200 to $300 date is not unheard of when you think about it in Chicago.
Nah.
If you're going to some,
y'all spending
like
$300 on a date on these?
If you're going to a Ruth Chris or a Fogo de Chao or any of these places, you coming out of
Benihana.
Yeah, you coming out of
these dudes are
so Josh
bigger
actually
than ever,
likes
bro.
to date nice. Okay, Josh.
You see that? You see, whenever you start getting that level of validation, you know you're doing something wrong, bro. Do not subject yourself to that, bro. That is
Oh, really?
That is not normal, dude.
Yeah, because you don't want women to actually like you.
Y'all better
You want
stop
women
taking
to
these
hate
chicks on these $300 dates and letting them use y'all. What are y'all doing? Man.
Maybe Josh likes those level of dates himself.
No, the thing is, I understand.
That's what they say. Hey, that's what they say to the simps, bro. Don't let her talk to you like that.
No,
don't let her talk to you like that, bro.
I can't say nothing.
I hear it all the time. Like, they do that. Don't let her talk to you like that. Fight back, bro.
I feel like one of my dates with my soon-to-be husband was like a free date. Like, we got free tickets. Like it was a free date.
Definitely taking females to Outback.
Like it was definitely a free date. I don't think he had to spend like $1 on me. So it was funny. Yeah.
All right, Anton, going to your women date more men when single and not the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, bro. This is so difficult. I don't even care if women is dating a bunch of men. Like, past a certain age, you're not even worth the cost of taking you to a nice restaurant anyway. So at that point, it's really like, yo, fellas, I encourage y'all to just not even focus on the women. Don't even like, when you finding a chick, right? You need to let her find you. Like, once you become the man that you're supposed to be, Women is gonna be there. Like they gonna be in your DMs. They gonna be all over you. They gonna make themselves available. They gonna flirt. They gonna create visibility for themselves. So don't focus on chasing women. Don't chase chicks. Chase checks. Chase your greatness. Chase phenomenal. Chase being the best version of you, and lead them for the simps. Lead them for the dudes.
Lapeef, take that soundbite. The phenomenal soundbite. That was
lead them for the
empowering.
dudes that want to simp out.
What?
Let me tell you what
simp
really
part out,
happened.
though.
Yo, JR, and I'm about to really get a game now. I shouldn't even.
Anton, you gonna have all these men
This is really for
single,
my.
living
I
with
was saving this for my. I was saving this for my own personal live stream, but I'm deciding to let it go on this.
Oh, you gonna be a big reveal?
We special.
So this is what really happens. This is what really happens.
Let's see.
They let Josh take them out. Spend
Josh, he coming
$300,
for you.
feed them.
He said I was coming for you. He coming for you.
Feed them. And then they call people like me and say, "Hey, can you come bring your digging stick?"
Bro, come on, man.
Josh preps them, and then guys like me knock them down. All right, so
really? Oh,
listen,
really, bro?
A woman understands that her even being in my presence is a blessing, right?
Oh, really?
Her even like, and I'm not even talking about me per se, but I'm talking about
why?
Like guys like
why
me,
are your
guys like me, they understand. Like, think about it. Ain't nobody like the real dudes. They not flying these chicks out. They're not doing any of that, bro. They understand that they for the streets. So don't be the dude that get taken advantage of, telling you loving her, calling her every day, and all of that other type of stuff. She using you, and then she gonna call the real dude that she really rock with, and there is no requirements for him. There is no hurdles to jump over in order for him to be able to do whatever he do want to do with her. So focus on getting you together, bro. Chase checks, get yourself together, get in the gym, get spiritual, read, continue to get your bread up.
You know you my boy.
Align yourself with dudes. I'm not even listening to Tawana right now.
No, you know you my boy,
with dudes.
Come on
that's
now,
actually the thing that you want to become. Get some mentors and stop spending money and time and resources on these chicks that's for the streets.
I have something serious to say to you, Anton. You know that it's levels to dudes, right?
What?
So here's the thing. You telling some of these dudes that's mentally unstable, don't got their stuff together, to operate like they got their stuff together. So they really don't have it though. So
that's what I'm saying.
That's why he said focus on their purpose.
But they can't even.
Let's assume that you 100% right.
They can't expect that from women because they don't even have that level of
that
dominance.
very well may be true, Tawana. And let's just say I agree with you 100% on that statement that you just said. That's the whole purpose.
But the message don't change.
On you. Don't be focusing on another chick when you could be focusing on getting yourself together.
Self-aware. They are not self-aware. They dating women regardless.
I got them. They on my channel.
The message still has to be preached.
Regardless.
Yeah, but that message still has to be preached.
Men at every level of their lives are dating women. They're not waiting on, all this self-assurance, dominance, becoming this great alpha man. Some men are dating.
That's the reason why we got to start them young.
Well, but let me tell you, ain't no young man. These are some grown, bitter men.
No, Tawana, you know what I found, honestly?
I'm teaching my son at an early age.
You know what I found,
I'm teaching him.
With grown, bitter men are listening to y'all right now.
Even when you're dealing with adults, men are generally more willing to change and do the work than women. Women want to be validated. They in their feelings. They want to combat you. They want to champion feminist behavior. Men are more likely to say, you know what, Anton? Yo, you called me trash, but that's absolutely true. And I need to get on my grind. So what is it that I need to do differently? Men hit me up all the time and do that. Some women do also, but men are more likely to evolve. And that's why
women do that all the time.
That's why it's very important for fathers to be inside their children's lives.
Women do that.
I think it's men's responsibility to gather other men. And so
it's men's responsibility to lead these chicks for the streets. That's what their responsibility is.
I mean, but I would say
but Anton, you want every man to be single for the rest of their everybody that's not gonna work for everybody's life. That's the only thing I hate about what you say. is that you talk in such absolutes as if the way you live your life is how every man is going to experience life. And they haven't.
Okay,
They
Tawana.
can have it.
Okay, Tawana, I want to ask you this. Like, if you had a choice to change up how Anton is saying it, how would you change that up and say it to the men?
She wouldn't change it. She believe. See, this is the thing that y'all don't understand.
Hold on,
Anton.
Tawana
believes in
like,
me.
I just want to hear. So even if she
Tawana
cap it,
loves
so even if she
Of course I
cap it,
believe in
I still want to hear how she would word it,
Love me.
you know, to these young men.
Of course,
Tawana.
of course, I agree with Anton.
Tawana.
He knows that. He knows that me and him align on a lot of views. That doesn't mean that I don't disagree with you a lot. That doesn't mean
Well,
that.
then what are you talking about then? Like, if he's saying something,
This is
that's,
for you, Tawana.
if he's saying something that's the truth, then
Look,
you go ahead and agree with it. It's okay to agree.
Tawana, are you gonna catch it?
No, I
I'm throwing it to
don't
you.
think that. I don't think that what he's saying is
Tawana,
necessarily true. I just
catch
think
my
that
heart.
it works
Catch
for
it.
his life. I think that every man.
Reach up.
I think the part that Anton misses is that men are dating at every level. They're not dating just when they're all together. They're not dating when, you know, they're at the top of their life. They're not, all men are not dating in that way. So if you have a man who is kind of working, he's not at his highest earning potential, but he's working to get there, you know, he may be just in that phase of his life. That doesn't mean that he's not going to mate and partner with a woman, and he's going to meet someone. And so he gives people this advice as if everybody needs to be on this level before they move to the next level, and that's just not how life works. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't think that Anton says he's that he specializes in this, or that he's got all this education in it. He's just speaking the message from his point of view.
I think they are.
And I think that
people like you just validate him, and you guys,
it's the truth.
Feel like
it's the truth.
Specialist, and so therefore that's what happens. He feels like what you say is dominant over everything else. What I'm saying is there's different men, different experiences and there is not going to be just a one.
I think that I'm just concerned about the men getting the message, whether it's from Anton, whether it's from Kevin Samuels, whether it's from Josh, myself, just as long as they're getting the message in various ways.
And there's positive men who have different messages. There's other men who have messages as well.
Right. So who's to say we're not positive?
Because I mean, you know, if the shoe fit, let's put it on. I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Just saying.
Come on.
It's there, it's there. I mean, if you have a negative approach towards women, I'm not saying Josh. I'm not even trying to include Josh because he's like a guest on.
Hey, Josh, he's saving you tonight.
He's not actually being negative toward women. You know, he just.
Josh, that is low key. That is an insult, bro. Don't do it.
I wanted to offer a different perspective. And
I feel like it's important. I feel like it's important to understand.
As soon as Josh finished here, you go ahead.
I feel like it's important as a guy to, you know, to kind of go along with what Anton was saying, to understand how to get it off the game and all of that other stuff. But at the same time, you also want to know how to play on a high level. So, you know, yeah, it's good. You know, I remember when I was, you know, a little bit, you know, younger or whatever, I used to pride myself over the same things you were talking about. You know, oh man, you know, this dude just took her out to this expensive restaurant and she came over to my crib afterwards. You know, yeah, we've all done that. But at the end of the day, there's a level that you want to play at. You want to play at all Madden. And when you playing at all Madden, you know that, you know, it's certain things that you want to do at that level. Now, is it because you have to do that in order to maneuver? No, you had the game. You was doing it when you had nothing. But at the end of the day, you know, it's like you still want to do it because you understand that, you know, I want to play at this level.
You don't want to be the smash guy the whole time. You don't want to be the guy she just call after the club and she just
you know what it is. It's just that, like, when you don't care about what women think and you and your purpose, women gonna rock with you. Listen, I'm not trying to preach to y'all tonight, but I will. But I will. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else will be. Listen, you gotta chase your greatness. Everything else will be added up to. Chase your greatness, chase your checks. The women come with it. There has never been a guy that has lost women as a result of becoming a better version of himself. On the flip side, I have seen women make billionaires millionaires, right? You know what I'm saying? They will slow you down. Stop worrying about what women think. Stop doing things for validation of women.
It ain't about the validation. It's not about the validation.
It is, bro, because if you're
it's not
focused
about
on
the validation. It's not about the validation because you're not even because the way I look at it is like this. I don't care what she's necessarily thinking about these things. I feel like there's a certain level that's his personal that I want to play at anyway. I'm not thinking, oh man, you need to be able to think of the roof, Chris, to do this. I was doing it with Taco Bell. So
that's Josh, you agreeing with me. But that's Josh, what you don't understand is that you agreeing with me, bro. What my point is that stop making the objective what you can do for a woman.
No, it's not about that. It's that as a man, you want to be able to do certain things, period.
Yeah, but it don't have to be based off of a woman, is what I'm saying.
It never is.
And a woman,
so you're agreeing with me.
That.
So yeah,
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. I'm not saying it's for the women. I'm saying it's for us. We want to play at a certain
That's
level.
My point. I agree with you.
I just want to give some insight to the woman who goes to dinner with Josh, right? And then comes back later and smashes Anton, right? So a lot of times we discover that a man is only developing one lane or one aspect of himself. So to build the perfect man, we go with the man who actually cares about what we want out to dinner, who actually want to hear what we talk about. We go with him out to dinner. And then maybe we need the pipe laid right. So then we go to Anton. So we are piecemealing the perfect guy between a few. And that's really what it is. And on the search to find a primary mate or a husband, we want the man that's going to provide the thing we want the most. So sometimes it's emotional, financial stability, and we deal with if he's not that good in bed. Sometimes the D got to be on point, and maybe he got a little bread, and we'll deal with him not being that intelligent or not that emotionally available. But a lot of times, something is lacking in an area, and we try to find the man that has the most. But whilst we're dating and whilst we're finding, we're literally piecemealing niggas together to make the perfect one. So that's really what it is. And it's not that we chose Anton or that we chose Josh. We're getting different needs met from different men. And then men are saying we're from the streets. But to be honest, I feel like there's only like a small percentage of men who actually date. And then there's a large percentage of men who date a couple of women and just string along and smash all the other ones. So I just feel like women do more dating or want to do more dating, not just want to get money spent on us, but want to go through the process of finding a partner. And men are like, I'm doing me. I can get pussy anyway.
Right. Ooh, makes sense. I can't hear you, JR.
I think he's trying to get a caller.
Yeah, we got a caller.
Oh, okay.
All right, go ahead, caller. You got a comment or a question?
Yeah, my time. Yeah, it was sort of like a little bit of everything from what Anton was saying about your purpose and beta males and simping and all those things. And that I think Anton makes a lot of good points about manhood and all those things. But when I think what happens is that with the absolutes, like Tawana talk about, because Antoine grew up with his mother and his father, and it seems like they had a pretty good, healthy relationship with his parents, and his father did a good job of rearing him a certain way. But I think where Antoine, you lack empathy is that everybody doesn't come from that structure, and it doesn't make them a beta male. Like while you were in school and getting your education and doing those positive things that your father instilled in you. You know, I'm 49. I grew up in Newark, New Jersey in the crack era. And, you know, my father stabbed up my mother several times and left her for dead. And, you know, I grew up around violence where people was, you know, banging and shooting. And, you know, like my first interest wasn't about school and trying to be the best all I could be. My first interest was making it home that next night. And so it don't make me a beta male. This is real life. And I think you're not coming from that perspective. You're just talking about, well, regardless, you should be this way. And it's not like that for all of us. You know, I didn't have two parents. And even my mother, because of the trauma my father put her through, you know, she resented me just on the way I looked and started carrying myself. So it's more than just one way or the other. There's a lot of gray in between. And all of us didn't have a chance to actually get all that proper instruction. And you just trying to figure it out by yourself. Because like I said, I'm in the field actually trying to just make it home and breathe the next day. So you're not just beta or alpha because, you know, you got emotions as a person, because it's a lot of trauma to come with being a man when you don't have your mother and father, you know, and just trying to make it home on the daily. You know, you never had your mother stabbed up in front of you. So it's easy from your perspective to just say, oh, you're a beta. And that's kind of my point of going back to Kirk Franklin's son. You know, your father didn't treat you like that. So you speaking from something you really don't know about. You just talking from your life, the way you grew up. And if it's not in that perspective, you say he's a beta, but you never had to deal with that. So that's where I think you just rear off. I love the financial advice and get on your purpose and all that, but it's more than just that. Everybody don't have your luxuries the way you grew up, bro.
All right, I appreciate you calling, and keep listening. That's how I'm going to address it.
All right.
All right, thank you for calling.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny to me, bro? It reminds me of something that this guy, one of my mentors, he used to say all the time. And well, first, let me just say this. Empathy has nothing to do with truth, and truth has nothing to do with facts. And here's the skinny of it. Certain behaviors are beta. The foundation that was laid, that created that circumstance that made you that way, and I'm not talking about him specifically, but just in general, the foundation that was laid that made you that way, that could be something that could be addressed. Maybe you need therapy, whatever the circumstance is. It doesn't change the truth from how things are today as far as behaviors that men exhibit towards women and how men move as far as their ability to be able to provide, protect, and what it means to be a real man today. That's number one. Number two, it reminds me of something that somebody that one of my mentors say all the time. He said, Anton, stuff happen to people all the time, right? And let's just say hypothetically, somebody came in your house and they beat you up and they knocked you out and they knocked all your teeth out and they bloodied you up and then left you on the floor. And then I walk in and say, man, that's messed up. What happened to you? Whatever, so on and so forth. It's a bad circumstance or situation. If I come back a week later and you still on the floor crying, talking about they beat me up, yo, get up off the floor and start improving your life. And let's start grinding. Let's start figuring out how we can protect ourselves. Like, it's still work to be done. So there's a zero-sum game of me empathizing without also giving you the game on how you need to move differently, right? Stuff happen to people every day, but that don't mean that you got to stay that way just because that's your past. If you're going to move forward, if you're going to have a family, if you're going to have a son, if you're going to create a legacy, you don't want him to be subjected to the same things that you were subjected to. So it's going to have to be some work that's done. You're going to have to get up off the floor, man up, do the work, seek whatever therapy you need to do, and become a better version of yourself as a result of the things that you've learned, and use that to empower you, not to hold you back from being the man that you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. These poor men. These poor men. These poor men on this show who think that they are at a place that Anton is at. They are not. They need to. You got a lot of work to do.
But they can be. They can be. They can be 10 times better than me.
But they are not. And then there's
another caller
walking around with that behavior when they really need to sit down somewhere and be humble.
All right, go ahead, caller. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, you got a comment or question?
Yeah, mine's more for Tawana.
All right, go ahead. She listening.
Oh, okay. It's kind of hard to take her serious because she constantly contradicts herself, and then she's a hypocrite about a lot of stuff she says. That's why she got her ass handed to her when she went on Kevin's show.
Is that that's his final thoughts?
Yeah, that was it. I ain't really got nothing to say.
Oh, good. Let me tell you something, okay? I'm clear about who I am, and I don't need no man, especially a disrespectful man like you, telling me who I am. And I could care.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
No,
now, why? Now,
you can keep it moving. You can keep it moving.
Okay, but I could care less. But you ain't all that now, okay? You can kiss ass, but you ain't all that for real.
Okay,
you are not.
Can he?
But I still
Is that
got.
disrespect now,
I'm good.
Anton?
I'm good, baby. Whether I'm all that or not. But you know what? I don't disrespect you. So you come on the show, you disrespecting me. That's what you do. You show your true colors. I could care less what you think about me. Care less. Peace.
I just want to uplift the first caller, because the first caller, you know, he revealed a major trauma in his life. He watched his mom get murdered, right, by his father. And so I feel like the essence of what he was saying is that Anton has some privilege because he grew up in a 2-parent household where his parents were not toxic to each other, where they were good to each other, where they reared him, right? And so I think that to have a black and white category as alpha is positive and beta is negative is too much of a black and white category when you're talking about masculinity and femininity, and you're talking about the way like black folks have been raised or what they've been exposed to. I feel like he was saying that it's unfair for there to be only 2 categories, where really it's, you know, really it's a scale depending upon how you were raised. And I feel like alpha is not the only way for men to be, and to be, because you talked about, Anton, you talked about focusing on your passion and focusing on yourself. And I like all those messages. And I think a man can do that and not necessarily be the alpha male prototype.
Mm-hmm.
I
didn't hear him, and I didn't know that he witnessed his mother being murdered. I didn't hear. It was going in and out for me. So
okay. We got Chicago Rilla called in.
Okay.
You there?
Chicago Rilla, Lord have mercy.
You there, Chicago Rilla?
Yeah, you know the boy is here, man. What's up? What's up, Shawana? I ain't gonna dig in. My girl told me. My girl saw me watching the show. She literally said, "You better not bother that woman tonight."
Oh, she's so tell your girlfriend I said.
And you better relax. You just got out of Facebook jail. You better relax, Shawana.
Listen, they don't know about me. I go to Facebook jail for cursing out like that. You know, all day.
I saw you just got out. Hey, but real quick, because I had to write my points down tonight. The caller that called in and that was speaking about Anton's perspective on beta men, you know, I don't understand why this is a hard concept for most people to get in terms of alpha men and beta men, right? Because if you look at women, right, women judge other women all the time, and there's a hierarchy there. When I was younger, right, when all of us were young, you probably listened to your grandma talk about this biddy over here, that hoe over there, this, that, and the third. There's a hierarchy. And so I don't understand why people, like, men are looking at other men, and we're gonna the alpha males are going to focus on their purpose, and we're going to move how we're supposed to move based on our purpose. Other men that tend to focus on their surroundings and let all these other things dictate how they move, man, people are paying attention to it and they're going to move accordingly. It's a simple structure, whether whether people view it as negative or not, it just is what it is. So I don't understand why that's a difficult concept. The other thing, look, with that Salt Bay, I don't know what you're talking about, couldn't have been me. There's other videos of Salt Bay trying to feed people meat in their mouth, and they rejected it. Hey, man, put that on the plate. Hey, man, give it to me in my hand. Hey, man, so all this talk about, they do the same thing at a hibachi grill. Yo, if you a man in public catching meat in your mouth, you suspect, period. And if you there with your woman and you letting another man feed your woman meat, man, we ain't talking about no, you paying for the experience, man. That's an $800 tab. I'm not paying I ain't no cuckold. I ain't sitting up there letting some man feed my woman meat. Y'all crazy. Talking about you going for the experience. No, that dude, he wasn't turned on. He was sitting there looking at his woman like, if I had paid all this money and you let this man feed you this meat, you crazy. And thirdly, hey, this is real rap. Ladies, I hear y'all. Y'all are the nurturers. We respect y'all. We honor y'all. But ain't no way on God's green earth I'm letting my 33-year-old grown AFS son talk to me any kind of way. And I don't care if it's Kirk Franklin, Fred Hammond, or TD Jakes. That boy finna get that work. Keep that same energy when you see me. Now, I ain't ducking no smoke tonight, Tawana. I'm on the phone now. What's up? I can hear you fine.
Oh, you can hear me? You know, today is
the first. I don't know what JR did. I can hear you now.
Oh, good. Today's the first day I don't have too much to say about you because you kind of cool today. You know, you be on some blood. You know, today, you kind of hit some points. I'm laughing. You know, once I'm laughing, that's it. You know, I know you on the money right there. You know, but I do agree with a lot of the things that you said, except that salt-based stuff, because I feel like people go there for that experience, and so. You can't sit there and criticize this woman for, you know, taking, you know, she did it sexy. Don't get me wrong. She ain't have to stick the tongue out all like that. Yeah. She ain't have to do all I'm just saying that.
But
experience.
The big though, the focus, I think y'all missed what JR was saying earlier. If you listen to what the men were saying, we wasn't tripping on the woman.
Okay.
It was the dude that was sitting there looking like you ain't not like I would say for the woman, she could have did like, man, listen, this dude then took you out to dinner. And I think you said earlier, like she paid. I highly doubt that she paid for that meal. I think you said like that's the meal she paid for. I highly doubt she paid for that meal. But most men were talking about how the dude was sitting there looking like a straight sucker. He wasn't turned on by that. He was appalled.
Yeah, see, can't no woman eat my man no meat. I'm sorry, she just can't. I'm not sitting at no table and some woman gonna come feed my man some meat.
No, Tawana, you pay for the experience. That's the experience. That's what she does. You go out to the restaurant, she cuts the meat up seductively and feeds your man meat.
She gonna get a damn experience if she touch my man. That's the show. She gonna get a goddamn.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna say
hey, family, I love the show.
Love it.
You, man.
I love the show. Hey, man, y'all people in the chat, man, get them likes up, man. Hit the like button when you come through the door and pay tuition, man.
Wait, Chicago Willa. Next time you come on this show, you say my name the right way. I'm not answering to Shawana no more. Let me just tell you that right now. Okay.
Hey, you earned that name. That wasn't me. That was the caller.
Now you got people. You got people in the comments saying Shawana.
Shawana.
I see that. I see that
stay on Facebook, jail, sis.
Tell them they not Chicago Rilla. My name is.
Hey, Chicago Rilla. I'm about to get you on the show, man.
Hey. Oh, wait. Hey, real quick too. Also, one love to JR for constantly repping Chicago all day long, twice on Sundays. Man, shout out with Fat Tiger, Rello, and we gonna get you that Uncle Near sponsorship, Joe.
All right.
Wait, but you didn't say nothing. You ain't say nothing about McBride. Remember, you said that. Now you didn't mention it.
Oh no, I said, hey, look, we gotta wait till after July to get you that Black Girl Magic sponsorship. Right. You said, I ain't no girl.
But I need that.
Too much attitude, Shawana. You blocking your blessing. Too much attitude.
I cannot.
Which one of the Black Girl Magics do you like?
I love, I'm a white girl, so a white girl wine. So I like all of that. I like Pinots. I like Chardonnay's my favorite. Chardonnay's my favorite.
Chicago Rilla.
I like them too. They're dope.
Yeah, that's my girl.
We'll take a couple more phone calls.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome to Lapeef. Let's talk. You got a comment or a statement? Question?
Oh, I did. No, I just wanted to say how much I am enjoying the show. I'm Javonda Mosley. I joined the group on Facebook. And I just started. And I just started watching you guys on YouTube. Enjoy the show a whole lot. I did have a couple of comments if that's okay. I do want to say that as a married woman, I do enjoy, this is some interesting dialogue because it's been a while since I dated. Been married for 17 years to my husband, who I love to death. One thing I did want to say, thank you so much. I appreciate it. One thing I did want to say though was what I had to do as a woman, I had to learn how to actively listen to my husband with a filter without always listening to respond. Because when you've been through certain things and you've had certain women in your family and you've observed how they talk to men, sometimes you go with what you know how to do, which is not always a good thing. So I do agree with the guys on some perspective that women need help in terms of learning how to communicate, because sometimes some of us have been through some things where we may feel like when a man is trying to tell us something, it automatically comes off as an attack. And what I had to learn how to do was, okay, he's not attacking me. He's giving me some feedback. That's what I had to learn how to do. So I just wanted to make that comment. I do think that a lot of our upbringings and, you know, how we were raised and what homes we were raised in, they do impact how we communicate with the opposite sex. But just like the caller who called in about his parents, the drug addiction, and his father, I think he said his father murdered his mom. Is that correct? I was listening to him.
Yeah, something like that.
And my parents were addicts. And what I had to learn how to do is to seek my own healing. And I know on the Facebook comments, sometimes I come across as she's trying to appease the guys, but also agree with us. But one comment that I do always say is that change is possible for anybody, but you have to go within first. There's a lot in the group of men need to do this and women need to do this. Change starts with yourself. It really does. And what I had to learn for my marriage and what actually saved my marriage was I had to get off my husband and get more onto me. I had to be the change that I wanted to see in him. So I wanted to make that comment. Like I said, I love this show. I've loved the Facebook group. I've been addicted to the Facebook group. It makes me laugh. Sometimes it makes me cry. So I have a lot of respect for everybody on the panel. Anton, I don't know if you're married. I don't know if you have anyone in your life, but I want to tell you this. Marriage is a beautiful thing. It is for me. And I'm Black. I am a professional. I consider myself as an alpha female, but you might consider me, you know, I see that you avoid a lot of emotional talk. So you might consider me as a beta. I don't know, because there's no absolutes and I'm not throwing out technicalities of what I actually have in life, but I do consider myself as an alpha. I do want to encourage you, Anton, that don't give up on the women. Don't give up on the women. Someone said something very important, and that was we needed to basically grow new men and women. We need to restructure the village a little bit. We need some folks to come into the village, and instead of shaming the village, we need some folks to come in and start, you know, somebody said draining out the swamp, you know, burning off some of the land so we can rebuild it. We need some rebuilders, you know. So I just want to encourage you guys to keep the conversation going. I enjoy it. I love it. Tawana, I know they stay on you. I see it in the chat.
You see it,
girl. I see it. Hang in there.
You know what, Javonda? You have been a good addition to the group. I love hearing your responses. So I was like, oh, she's new. But you do notice that I'm a different person in the group than I am on this show. I got to turn up on these people because they come for me. So they got to stay. They gonna see Shawana every time. You know, when I'm in that group, you know, you might see Shawana here and there. You know, so but don't tell people that I'm nice for real. You know, let them
embrace Shawana.
That I'm, you know, ignorant, you know, ghetto, fabulous, whatever, and like let's go with that. I'm okay with that.
Hey, you talking to somebody who? Let me tell y'all something. I don't want to take up too much of y'all time, but I was that angry girl. I was that angry woman, and when I tell you, I had to learn how to be married because I have members of my family that they've been married long term. Yeah. But just because you know longevity doesn't mean that you're doing something right. And I'm a person, I throw out this 17 years there, but I'm a person that I want to do this right.
Yeah,
I want to fight till I get it right, basically. And not just for me, but you know, for my husband, for my child, I want to get it right. And I do think there's some women out there who want to get it right. Yeah, so you know, to the guys in the group, there are some women out there who are getting necessary help. You know, I've been to therapy. I've even had a coach, both male and female. marriage counseling, the whole nine, spiritual makeover, whatever it takes. I'm very transparent about the changes that I've been through in my life. I don't really hold back when I talk about change because I think it's possible for everyone. I just don't want you guys to give up on the women. I do some mentoring. I try to pull the young women in my family to the side, women that I know when I know what I'm talking about. Now, if they on something that I don't know, I don't even touch that. Yeah. I'm a person, hey, I can find you somebody to help you with that, but that's just not me. So, but again,
we definitely,
I enjoy this show.
Yeah, I definitely had to take a few more calls so we can get up off of here. I want to keep them on, keep them on all night, but we definitely appreciate you in the Facebook group, and we appreciate you tuning in and spreading that good word so other people will know.
Great comment. You so nice.
No problem. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. I try to be. Mm-hmm. I try to be. Thank y'all.
These people don't deserve you. They don't deserve it. They deserve whoever your other alter ego was. That's who they deserve on this show. You save Javonda for the people who really deserve it.
Oh my goodness, that is funny.
No, just playing.
We're gonna take a couple more calls. Caller, can you turn down that YouTube in the background for me, please?
I hear myself talking crazy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Appreciate you calling on Lapeef. Let's talk. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Chuck.
Where you calling from? Chicago? Okay, that's what's up.
I'm from Chicago. I'm from Chicago.
All right.
Hey, listen, I have been watching the show, man, and I'm a fan of what you guys are doing. I think it's really, really helpful. And I wanted to comment on tonight's topic really quick. First of all, I have been talking with some other friends of mine about this Kirk Franklin thing. And I noticed everybody's response today. Kirk was wrong and his son was wrong, in my opinion. Those are two separate issues. In that his son was completely wrong for everything that he did as far as recording the call and everything. But there were some previous issues, obviously, with Kirk and his son in order for him to do that. So, with Kirk being the man that he is, as far as a celebrity, not primarily a celebrity though, also a Christian representative. And I don't want to lean too much on him being a Christian, other than the fact that that behavior has to be in you as a person in order to come out of you under pressure. So that was difficult for him as a man. I understand what Anton was saying too about. I understand what Anton was saying about that being like suffer behavior, because I do agree with that to an extent. I think that there's some trauma there, in all fairness, to his son. So I think that it's not deep, I don't think, but I think it is a little bit layered. It's two separate issues, like I was saying. Okay. But I also wanted to say something about one of the more interesting topics, that being, do the women need help? Ordinarily, for me watching before, I can understand what some of the ladies say. And I like Tawana's viewpoint, although I very rarely can say I actually agree with her. Tonight, what? I was surprised because, yeah, right. But tonight I was surprised because I actually did agree with the majority of what she said. Now, see, this is the thing.
Oh, really?
I'm a little bit older than you guys. I'm a little bit younger than Kevin Samuels. And I'm from Chicago, but I lived the majority of my adult life in Atlanta. And some of my closest friends are from Michigan, Inkster, Detroit, that area. So I can identify with a certain level of regional behavior. I'm from the southeast side of Chicago. So I noticed that there's a mentality that is prevalent there. Tawana embodies that mentality. And that can be problematic. It doesn't have to be, but it can be. But it's not somebody's fault, though. It is Tawana being a prettier lady is
and it's one of the things that coincidentally I agree with. She can be married 4 or 5 times before some of these people get married once. However, each subsequent marriage is going to be less and less of her ideal mate. Okay, so every time she gets married, that's not a shot. That's an observation. That's an observation that, depending on how you receive it, can look at it as a shot. That's what it's gonna look like to a man. A man's gonna look at it and be like, yeah, this guy will marry you, that guy will marry you, that guy. But the guy you want the most, and when I talk to women, and specifically like Tawana and Tiara, because they're pretty ladies, so they're gonna have an opportunity to have somewhat of a selection. But if you ask them, and without making it a broad thing, you ask these women, these two that you have on your show right now, to describe the type of men that they like, okay? And then once they do that, then just like if you was fishing, go ask the fish what bait they want. Ask the guys you want, ideally, what they want from a woman, and then believe them, okay? And then ask the type of men what they want, the type that you like the most, and then believe them. And then you'll have a better opportunity to zero in on that. And one last thing, I do want to say this to Tiara, because Tiara said something in response to what Anton said. Chicks will do this. They'll have somebody take them out, drop them off, and then another guy come over and finish the evening. And Tiara said that she's familiar with that. And her honesty is refreshing, but that type of behavior will disqualify you from being anything other than recreation. And I don't think sometimes a lot of these women realize that by doing that, that puts you to a category that you may never be able to get out of. Okay, so I think that, that keep it real, girl. Yeah, I can say whatever I want to say and behave however I want to behave.
We got to take one more caller.
Okay, all right. I think that type of behavior and that type of attention and validation from your girlfriend prevents you from realizing that when the guys that you want the most, the guys that you describe, when they see you move like that, you in a box you're never gonna get out of. So I appreciate y'all taking my call.
I think Tawana want to respond. Go ahead, Tawana.
Hey.
Okay, go ahead, Tawana.
Yeah, thank you for your comment. Not that I want you to understand that this is a show. You kind of put me in a box as if I am just like, this way. But my comment meaning that, some women are overly critical of me and my behavior on this show, but more men will find me more valuable than they will find them ever in life. And I wasn't saying that.
I agree with that.
I wasn't saying that.
I agree.
Exactly. And I wasn't saying that meaning that I want to get married 5 more times, because I believe that I found the person that I want to be with for the rest of my life. What I'm saying is that I know that I know what value I have. I'm a reflection of that in my real life. So I don't need any man to come on this show and tell me anything differently about who I am as a person. So that was my point. And what I said was that a lot of women who seek validation from men like them are lacking that self-awareness, and they don't know who they are. They don't know what femininity they bring. They don't know what type of energy they can bring to a relationship. And I know that. I'm always going to be powerful because I know that. And once a woman knows that about herself, she never needs a man to tell her anything about how to move in a relationship. And that's just my opinion. I was raised by my dad. My dad was very intricate in telling me, like, this is what men like. This is what they want. I was very observant. So I know, some things that maybe a lot of women don't know. And, they bring the, Shawana out of me. I'm gonna go ahead and use Chicago.
I got you.
I could bring East Side out real quick. I'll be trying to bring out, because I'm from the East, I'm from over there as well. So that's why
I can tell. I can tell that.
You can tell. I know you can tell because you called it out real quick, so you already know how we raise.
But see, the thing about, but Tawana, you so pretty. You so pretty. And especially in the South to East Side.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that.
No, I'm just making I'm not saying that to be pandering. I'm just making a statement. No,
she ain't gonna be able to lay down. Her head gonna be so big tonight.
They are.
No, she might not like this part though. But she might not like this part.
I'm just messing with you.
I know.
God's not gonna tell you what's real because of that. They're not gonna tell you that abrasiveness they're going to put that to the side. They're going to allow you to behave in a way that you probably have gotten comfortable with because of the fact that you're prettier, especially in that small southeast side of Chicago environment. And bigger ponds,
let me shut
that type of behavior.
Let me stretch you down right now, because my man would never let me be abrasive toward him. Let me just get that straight right now, okay? I don't know what
but he shouldn't allow you to be abrasive toward other people.
He knows.
Being abrasive, period.
He knows what I do. He knows what I do. He knows what I bring. That's what it is, okay? He knows that. We know who we are in real life. I don't need to like validate that for anybody on this show. But don't assume anything.
That's how I see you shaking your head.
You don't know what you're talking about. And not one person would disrespect him to his face. Not one. Y'all can talk all that shit on the
really?
I don't think so.
But ain't nobody gonna say nothing to his face, and I guarantee that. Guarantee it.
All right, Carl. We appreciate you calling.
I appreciate y'all. So take it easy.
Try me. Try it.
All right, y'all. We're gonna take one more and put the number up there. We're gonna take
Hold
one
on,
more
before
call.
we even take this call, did you see what just happened though? This was a situation where a guy was validating these women's behavior, and then he said one thing off, and then they just completely went ham on him.
No, he never validated me. He never ever won.
My point is that
I always said I was terrible.
It's never gonna pay off for y'all to keep simping. Pay attention, be who you're supposed to be, and stop.
Whoa! I'm still here, bro. I'm still. Hold on
I know you're still there.
Wait a second.
I'm talking to you.
No. I know. Me and Anton eye to eye on this because I wasn't at one point. I wasn't at one point validating. I was identifying. And the thing about it is, and I knew he was going to take a sharp left.
Don't even identify.
But see, the thing about it is, I'm not identifying it in a way other than the fact that, hey, listen, this is what this is, and this is how you effectively deal with it. Now, I've got a little bit more of a less antagonistic approach because of the fact that I know, especially being from exactly where Tawana's from, that if I come aggressively, she's going to come back that way. I know how to address her, but I'm not going to pander. But I'm not going to pander though. I'm not going to pretend like that behavior is okay. The thing about it is this, and I think that it's a reasonable assumption, but it is an assumption to assume that hey, listen, guys will allow you. Your guy will allow you to behave a certain way, but if he allows you to behave that way toward other men, then that identifies a power dynamic. A power dynamic that Anton has an issue with, a power dynamic that the men you like the most typically have issues with. And if a man tells you that, a group of men, a 100 out of 100 of the type of men you like the most will tell you, oh no, that type of behavior we would prefer you didn't do. Like for instance, Sierra's vulgarity and her profanity.
Bro, you going all
cute enough,
around.
but men.
Oh, vulgarity.
You're going all around.
But the thing about it is,
vulgarity.
This is bad behavior. We not validating it.
No, hold on a second. I'm just saying the profanity.
At this point, it's a moot point, okay? Because my life.
Are you a mute point, bro?
It is. It's like, what are you telling me? You have no idea. You have no idea what type of woman I am. All you can do is go off of whatever.
I'm not saying you.
You said me,
getting emotional a little bit.
I already got you on the defense.
You already said me.
I think he was trying to prove to you that he wasn't a simp. I don't think it's about us at all.
No. Hold on a second. I'm not trying to prove anything. I'll let everybody make their own judgment. But what I was saying is
what you say.
That if a guy,
lower your tone, strengthen your argument.
Yeah, right. But if a guy tells you that, hey, listen, see, this is the thing. Like Tawana, I don't have a problem physically with women or financially. So if I tell a woman a certain kind of that, listen, I don't prefer you to behave a certain way. They have a choice to make. If they don't want to, then they don't have to. Right. And then we can be just as cool as however they want to move. And I'm not saying that that there's something wrong with it. I'm not saying that you did anything wrong. Yeah. I'm saying that in my personal experience, that the guys you all say you like the most don't prefer your behavior. That's actually one of the behavior that they like the least.
Guys that I like me. So we can end that conversation.
Like the most.
Are you
talking
talking
about
in
the guy
general, like women
the
in
man that
general?
I like me a lot.
They're not hearing you, bro. You might as well just gotta give it to them
like
straight.
The man I like me, they like me a lot.
They heard. They heard.
All right, Carla.
It is what it is.
They heard.
I was listening.
Half of
I
y'all
got your
would,
point.
yeah. I mean, half of the men won't.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, and I
Never
appreciate
get to
y'all
meet me.
allowing me to do that. I appreciate that.
Oh man, no doubt.
I
We
like you.
appreciate
You were
listening and
nice.
calling in.
You were nice. Yeah, you were nice. Like it.
All right.
We got one
I
more.
had my moment.
Yeah, you had some good points. I like
He
it.
called me vulgar. I kind of liked it.
All right, we're gonna take one more call. And
You call me vulgar. I just got called a bitch.
Call the last person that just called me.
Hi. This number is using RoboKiller to screen.
No, what the hell that shit was. Hey, if you want to call in and take one more call,
what's that?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. One more call in right now. Next caller getting on, and that's it.
Nice.
No, he was coming for y'all. Josh, you was next.
It's cool.
You was next.
I feel like Anton was giving the truth, right? That women date certain kind of dudes and then come home and sleep with other dudes. I was just telling the truth.
You were just validating it.
He was saying, I was saying that yes, women do this, but this is why. This is a real perspective why. But I don't think women are broadcasting, hey, I'm Build-A-Bearing 3 niggas to make one. Like, we're not broadcasting that. It's just what we're doing. And I think that if you're a woman of value, depending upon what man you ask, you're always going to be able to get a certain amount of men, depending upon what men value. And vice versa. If you're a man that the majority of women want, you're always going to be able to get a certain amount of women, no matter what you do, like Anton was saying. That also applies to some women. I think men think it doesn't, but it also applies to some women. There's some women who know, yeah, sure, some men are going to check me off their list because I got a mouth. And some men are going to deal with my shit because they like that shit.
What?
This is what it is.
It's funny.
Who was that blowing? As you had time blowing your breath?
Yes, it is, bro.
It's funny. Are we having another caller?
Yeah, we should have one. I got a lot of people that called. I was just trying to get the next person. Here we go, right here.
Yeah. Great.
Welcome to Lapeef. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Terrence from North Carolina.
All right. What's going on, Terrence? Got a comment or a question?
Yeah, I got a comment.
All right. What's your comment?
I appreciate your show. I've been watching it for the last 2 months.
Oh, no doubt.
And I think y'all make some good points, man. I think this is a good thing. I'm married. I've been married for 10 years. And
that's what's up.
And some of the things that me in my relationship.
Can you speak up? We can't hear you that good.
I'm sorry. I said some of the things helped in my relationship. Especially on the point of putting ownership on my relationship and being more assertive in my relationship. And
oh, you still there? Did we lose you?
Oh no, I'm right now. I'm sorry.
Okay, you froze up. What happened?
I'm sorry. I got to turn down my YouTube.
All right, that's okay. All right, go ahead, get to your point.
Yeah, well, I want to say to the ladies, I think y'all are on point tonight. And I think in the dating thing, I think because it is a game.
You know what?
I think that
you're kind of coming in a little bad. I don't know if you're talking on a Bluetooth device or some headphones, but we're really trying to hear your point. But if we can't hear it, then we got to move on because we're missing the message.
Okay. I was saying that I think the dating game at this point, I think that women need to meet men on the halfway, especially with the Salt Bay thing, man. That was unacceptable, yo. That was totally unacceptable. But I'm not going to take my woman on no $500 date, and she won't put another man, let another man feed her. That is fucking crazy.
That's what you really wanted to say. And then Salt Bay got to you. You came out with that one. You like, man, let's get straight
all the men are offended by
that damn Salt Bay. It would never happen. Never.
It would never
Have you ever been to a Brazilian steakhouse? I wish they would.
I could see my man now.
I'm never going to do because I took my wife to do Chris on the regular basis. But man, they cut up the tomahawk, man. Just put it in the plate, yo.
Josh, he too likes Ruth Chris. He got good taste.
Oh.
All right, caller. We gotta move on. I appreciate you calling in and listening.
So he the one that's taking them out on dates.
Yeah, definitely get them likes up. Now we talking.
All right. He the one taking them out on dates. And then he another Josh taking them out on dates for men.
Yeah. He was married, so he's married 7 years on dates. Kudos to him.
That's right. Because y'all, they still got to take us out on dates.
They still do.
You're married.
They still do.
Yeah, they still do. We love that.
Anton
takes his wife out. Don't listen. She get treated like a queen. She is, and he already. She does.
So
appreciate you, AL. We definitely appreciate it.
Actually, sweet to his woman on the low. Okay.
It's not that it's on the low. It's just that my chick ain't for the streets. Like we don't validate bad behavior because she is what she's supposed to be. She gets rewarded accordingly. But at the same time, if she was for the streets, you better believe that we don't slaughter accordingly. Like we don't do that.
We shouldn't have let him. We shouldn't have let him explain the thought. We should have left it at that.
It sounds so not romantic.
We should leave it at that one statement. It sounds better.
Tell me more about how he treats his woman,
Tawana. You can watch his YouTube channel, and he goes in quite depth on there. So okay. It's really good, actually.
Like you guys got some homework to do.
Well, not you guys, because I don't need to do no homework. I made that very clear.
What?
I'm just gonna, keep doing my life because it's going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Hey, Tia.
Really?
What did you learn tonight?
What do I learn? I learned that the men who come on here want to impress you because they don't want to be betas or simps. I learned that.
So you didn't learn anything. I got it.
I did. I learned a lot.
What else you learned?
I learned based on how I learned.
Educate us. What else did you learn?
What for? What for? What come?
Give us some insight on what it is that we need to do differently. What you learned?
I think the main point that I heard, to be pretty honest, is that people really appreciate your feedback, but that you lack empathy when you give the feedback. But maybe some people need to learn that way, but there's just a group of people that don't learn that way. And I feel like if your target audience, are people that like to be yelled at in the gym in order to get fit, then yell at them in the gym.
Nice.
So you didn't learn much.
She learned a lot. She seemed like she learned. She got it. It doesn't really take rocket science. A lot of people.
She didn't learn much, but it's okay though because I got.
And that you only appreciate men who
I
consider
got the
the
same
alpha.
course. I got the same course available for you.
Yes, JR.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm hard here. I took one more caller.
Oh,
It's the last one. I promise y'all. It's the last one. I know Josh is about to hang on this one. He about to say, "What the fuck?"
Someone said, "Are we doing after hours?"
All right, go ahead, caller. You there?
We good over here.
Yep, I'm here.
All right, okay.
My name is
you're the last caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Okay, John. I'm from California.
Cali
just wanted to talk about the third. Yep, Cali in the house.
Cali.
Just wanted to talk about the third point, which is who's helping these women because they definitely need help. I had a conversation with my wife about this the other day. She's in this group chat with a lot of her women friends, all of whom are single. And oftentimes when she tries to give correction or give advice or guidance to her friends, they kind of shun her. They tell her she's being judgmental. They don't want to take any advice.
And so she often feels alienated because of that. And then, you know, I work in higher education as well, in student affairs. I don't know if anybody works in higher education, but it's very women-centric. And it seems like, from my observation, you know, the only time like women, a lot of the women that I work with stop and actually work together is when they're working against or calling out a man. Other times they're running to me trying to talk about how much they hate this other person and how they're backbiting and fighting with other people, and women administrators commenting on other women administrators, and just, you know, it seems like, you know, conversations need to be had around how even, you know, sometimes women can hold each other accountable in those situations. You know, because it seems like the only time folks come together, and maybe it's not the only time, but the only time that I notice is when it's about coming against men. So
they gather in chaos and gossip. We got it.
You know what? I have had, and I'm not gonna say who, but I've had family members who have cut me off for holding them accountable for something, you know, and it was because, you know, they were in an abusive relationship, and I felt like there was things that she did that contributed to the decision she made. And because I called her out, like, I've had family members who have disowned me, you know, so I agree with you to a certain degree that sometimes it's difficult for women to give other women feedback. And so that's why it is important that, because women do value what men say over women for some reason. And you can see the dynamic on the show. You can see it everywhere. And I can feel the way I feel. I can talk the way I talk. But women are going to validate Anton, right? They're going to validate Josh. They're going to invalidate Tierra. They're going to invalidate me. And that's just what's going to happen. And men are going to do the same thing.
What?
However, for some reason, they do validate men. And so it's important to have men who, you know, give women like the sound advice, just like you said, and tell, you know, other women to start holding other women accountable, but also tell other women to start listening to other women who hold them accountable, and stop being defensive, and stop being aggressive, and stop into it. Because lots of time women feel like, you can't tell me anything. You another woman going through the same thing. Like, they don't want to hear it from another woman. And that workplace tension is real. I have worked in predominantly female environments and have had the most difficult times. And it is a lot of backstabbing, a lot of tension that happens. That's a whole nother show that we can get into. But those 2 points that you just brought up are so absolutely real for me. Like, I agree with him 100%.
I think women want to be on the winning team. So if the winning team is the man's team, if men run shit, women want to be on the winning team. And women also want to be chose by men. So if women are not trying to be chose by women, right? Like, I feel like there's a certain type of men that are working in life to impress other men. And then there's a certain type of women who are working in life to catch the attention or be chosen by men. So that's what causes a lot of the backstabbing, whereas men have some kind of ingrained and built solidarity that women have to literally work to have the same kind of solidarity, because we want to be chosen by men. And I would say, as a married woman, sometimes I do give advice to my friends who are not married, and it's hard for them to hear it, because just because I have something they want, they feel like it's all perfect, right? They feel like I can't understand their woes when I wasn't always married, or where, you know, as if I haven't had women in my life that have been through the same things that they have been through. But because they perceive I have something that they don't, and it's a perception out of lack, it's really hard for them to hear what I'm trying to say. And I'm just really just trying to support and help them out. So they really have to be in the space to listen in order to even hear the advice.
You know what? I thought about that. Like, some of the stuff that you guys were saying. You know, it seems like men bond together with accolades, and women bond together in trauma. So when you think about it, like men, you know, we're basically talking about, you know, how to win. or winners are hanging around other winners, or we're congratulating men that are doing things. But it seems like when women band together, it's on some, okay, let's stand up against the patriarchy. And it's like, wow, like.
Well, let me say this, Josh. You guys also criticize men who are doing great things as well. So
we
sometimes
call it hating. We call it hating.
Sometimes y'all gather on the hate too. Y'all gather on the hate.
But we can call that hating. We can call that what it is, hating.
It's a small select few women who don't do that. And I do think that a lot of there is a huge segment of women who like the drama and like the tension, and they like to collaborate on that stuff. And then it's the women who we just want solutions and we want to fix it, and we want to go into it with empathy. So I do think that, that is our strength as women. We are very empathetic. We very nurturing. So when you're going through trauma, that's the first thing we can do. We can, we hug, we're emotional. We know how to get you through it. We know how to do that. So I think that makes sense. It's not a bad thing. I think that if that's the only thing we connect on, that's when it becomes a problem, right? We need to also, there's some positive things that we need to, influence each other and stick together and support each other through, which I think a lot of women are doing that.
I would say that's when our circles get smaller. Like when we realize that we want to function how men function, like let's talk about how to win. Let's talk about how we get money. Let's talk about, how we want to do whatever. And there's a certain clique of women that may have been your day ones or your day twos, and you realize that they on the same. They just want to talk about trauma and drama. They just want to sit in that. They're just not really in the space to grow yet. They really don't have the tools to grow, or they just can't see it yet. So I feel like at that point, our circles do become smaller based off of that, because you can only take that so far. But I will say, if men were more empathetic and willing to listen to our traumas, then we wouldn't just be stuck talking to other women. We would feel heard by our partner.
We don't want to hear that nonsense. We're not subjecting ourselves to that foolishness.
You don't want to hear that, Anton. Anton is the first person. He's the first person I can call if I'm going through some stuff and I really need some sound advice. So stop capping. Where my cap's at? What the hell is my damn?
I just put up there, Josh. You already know.
I need to borrow your freaking caps, okay? Because you will give some sound advice now.
I don't trying to.
Yeah, but I'm not listening to your.
All right, Carl. I'm gonna have to take you off, Carl. I appreciate you calling.
Yeah,
thank you. Traumas. You ain't calling with me no traumas. You calling with some real talk, like trying to get some insight on some real stuff.
Yeah, let me say this too. A lot of people say that it's contradictions. This is the thing. Why do people expect you to be so black and white? I am not black and white on every issue. I have different experiences and different feelings about different things. I'm going to be, one side on one thing, and then I may think a whole nother side on the other thing. And people find that so alarming, like you just have to be like Anton. He's like, extreme all the time. I'm not. I'm extreme about some things. Some things I am a little bit more flexible on. Some things are not as deep to me. So I just think like people need to kind of be open-minded a little bit more.
I would say it's even a privilege for you to be able to have a partner like Anton to call, right, to get a man's perspective. I just feel like a lot of women don't have that. And so therefore, the only person we can lean on for any perspective is other women. I think, a lot of women have men in their family, and they have the men that they're dating. They don't have men that are friends that will look out for them, that would give them a real perspective. A lot of women don't have that. And so I just wish that there was more of it. When I hear a Kevin Samuel speak, I don't feel like he being like the homie, like, look, let me tell you what's good from a man's perspective. It feels like very shameful, his approach, and it's really the approach that I don't like.
Even when I try to talk to, like, let's say you try to talk to your husband, and you tell him something going on, he's always like, let that go, he never understands how I feel about it. He's like, that's stupid. Why are you
being hella super logical and realistic?
They just real logical, and you just
like,
need I need you to be so like. Sometimes I gotta call my best friend because she's gonna be like, oh, they stupid and that was dumb, whatever. Yeah. But like he's always gonna be like, just let it go. Like, who cares? These people don't, like he don't care about certain things. It's just not a big deal. So I think it's just the different women. We're different from men, or some women are different from men. Because some women are very logical and very, very straightforward. No, all women are not the same. That's why it's so many. That's why people have more masculine energy than feminine. That's why men have more.
Oh, really?
There's a lot of different types of people out here in this world, JR. Outside of your little bubble, JR. Okay?
His bubble of alpha man.
There's other bubbles out here in this world. Your bubble's not the only one.
Hey, notice why I got you guys at the bottom.
Wait, you can control it?
I didn't notice
Strategic.
that. I did notice that.
Working behind the scenes.
You should have put me right. You should have put me right next to you. Put Josh at the bottom. He the one who had a cat at the last episode. Why y'all giving him that kind of respect when he had a cat?
Like Halloween, we at Josh's house.
I'm surprised the cat didn't come into the background this time.
He didn't. I was like waiting on him, like where he at? Where Tom at?
What's crazy is that people be texting and calling even when the show is not even on.
Nice.
That's a good problem.
I know somebody called me and they had a whole conversation with me. I'm like,
they be mad if something say something. Like they be mad at you, like, JR, why you let Tawana? You should mute her. Yeah. You should mute that husky. He ain't gonna mute me. He can't mute me, y'all.
Well, you guys know this song. We definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. And that's Lapeef, Let's Talk. I definitely appreciate Tiara. You gotta come back. I already sent y'all messages already. Y'all definitely gotta come back. Somebody call him right now.
No doubt.
Yes. Please come back. Tiara.
Hey, Carl, I got you on. We got a little after hours for about 20 minutes or so. So I got you on hold.
Oh, who is that? That?
Turn that YouTube down.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna bring you in. It's like you might got something to say. Welcome to Lapeef, Let's Talk. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's going on? My name is Rob. I'm calling from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
That's what's up. Not too far from us. You got a comment, question?
Oh, yes. My comment, or actually really my question for Tawana was, what exactly did that one caller who called in, how did he disrespect you? He gave his opinion on how he felt about your opinion, and you kind of got to get real jazzy with him. I'm just wondering, how did he disrespect you?
Well, can I explain? Well, you know what? I didn't like his approach toward me. I thought he was initially aggressive for no reason. I didn't appreciate his tone. And I also just told him, like, I really don't need nobody like you to validate me. I feel this way about myself. And he didn't like that. So then guess what his next statement was? You're a bitch. So let me just let you know that his demeanor let me know that he had no respect for me. So therefore, when I feel my security is threatened, I'm already going to be in defense mode. If you don't understand that, that's just how women are. And I'm sorry. That's just how it is.
Emotional.
Have you seen me go aggressive towards somebody who who don't disrespect me? Never. I'm just not even that kind of person. And if you treat me with respect, I treat you with respect. I treat everyone who comes on my show with respect. But if you come at me crazy and talking to me like you don't have no respect for me, then you're going to get that same energy. That's it. That's just how it goes.
I hear that. I'm not sure that he really got in his foot. I really feel like I'm not sure if he really got nothing before. I mean, I didn't hear him call you out your name. So, I do understand that.
He called me a bitch very clearly. Yep. He said, you're a bitch. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, I heard that well. But before that popped off, you kind of was already ready for him. As soon as he said you contradict yourself and whatnot. And my thing is, even if you didn't contradict yourself, that's an easy conversation to say, oh, no, I ain't contradict myself here, there, woo, woo. I was like, dang, I ain't never seen Tawana pop off like that. I mean, I see her get jazzy sometimes, but I ain't never seen her pop off. You was ready for him. So I just was curious what warranted that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, though? Like, it was, and you're right, that caller himself probably is not even the reason that I was so annoyed. because there's a combination of things being said throughout the show. JR pop up with all these random, quotes from people. What? And sometimes those things, sometimes those things annoy me, right? And so when I feel like, somebody else coming for me, it's like, oh, let me just go ahead. I'm human, right? Like, let me just go ahead and attack him. He already weak. I see him calling me out my name. I see he kind of emotional. So I might as well attack him because I see he's not a man that I would respect in real life, right? So that's what I did. I shouldn't have done that. You're right. But, sometimes, sometimes you take me out of my character. And Tawana from the South Side, come on about you, But I'm going to try to keep her in. I'm going to try to keep her in sometimes. I'm going to try to keep her right on in. But thank you for that. I mean, I agree with what you said. I agree with what you said. I could have approached it differently, definitely.
I want to know why the caller wasn't specific. Like, he was like, you contradict yourself. How? He wasn't even specific. And this
he said he don't like to listen to me because most of the time I contradict myself. And a lot of what they mean is that, maybe on one topic, I may be one side, but then it may be another topic, I may think a different way. And I guess you're not allowed to think differently. You have to think one way. And I'm not like that. I can hear a different situation and my approach to that may be totally different based on my experience. So, if you don't respect that,
somebody in the chat was like, you were ready to argue.
All right, caller. We appreciate you for calling in.
For the smoke.
Thank you for the support.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you.
He wanted
he knew Shawana was gonna come out. He came on the show to call me that. He knew what he was
Tawana,
doing.
you just embracing that Shawana.
Shawana gonna
I can't wait till we go on tour. I'm about to introduce you. Tawana, aka Shawana.
I actually have a friend named Shawana, so I really don't want to disrespect her like that. She's gonna be like, "Why are you using my name?" and she's my best friend. We would go out and we would tell people like, "My name's Tawana," and then she would be like, "Her name's Shawana," and people would think we was playing. Like people would be like, "Y'all off the bull," like if you ain't want to tell us your name, just say that, But that was literally so she, I'm gonna have to think of another name. I can't be using my girl name. In a derogatory way.
Oh yeah. All right, it's the ending right here. For real this time. I ain't taking no more callers. If you guys missed out, call next week. We live every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. We appreciate Tierra and Josh. You guys were awesome tonight. Gotta definitely bring you guys back.
All right, for sure.
And my crew. I love y'all. Y'all always awesome, man. Tawana, you know I love you.
Yes, I love you too.
But not like that. I don't want Chris. I don't want that smoke.
Hey, he's gonna call you afterwards.
Tawana, you're a strong woman. There's a lot of testosterone.
Hey, please share, like, and subscribe.
Thank you guys
YouTube
for having
channel.
me.
Oh, most definitely.
You
it was
too.
A pleasure.
Yes.
And we out next time. We're gonna stick around for about 10 more minutes for after hours if you want to stick around.
All right, Josh. You survived another episode.
Yeah, definitely.
You wasn't too high. Last time you was like this, though. You was like,
Josh,
what?
hey.
1 second later, he was like, wait, what y'all say?
Like the official show is over. The people want to know what you got in that drink. What edible you eating, what you smoking. It's just natural. But throughout the show, the people paying attention, man. They know the eyes start off. Look, the eyes start off like this, and then 2 hours later, they like this.
I be trying to stay focused.
Then you see Tom run across the screen like, whoa, Then you turn around, super slow.
How you feeling that time? You good?
I'm slow motion, bro. I'm chilling, bro.
Yeah. It was a great show, you guys. It was a real good show.
You chilling, Anton? What's going on with that, man?
Man, just got I got a video to drop on After Hours tomorrow. And then I got a video to drop on my regular channel and then a live stream on Monday. So that's about it.
Busy man.
Then I got a flat in Miami and sign I got a property that I'm getting down in Miami that I'm trying to secure. So that should be dope.
So I lived in Miami for 2 years, right? I lived in Miami, in North Miami Beach. I went out there and brought the kids, and my kids hated it. So I ended up coming back eventually. They could not.
Hated it.
They couldn't adjust. It was a culture shock for them. It was just too much of a culture shock for them. They couldn't adjust. I mean, and that's not the reason why I came back. It was obviously more reasons, but I loved it.
It's not really a place for kids. But
yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, like, I think I'm gonna be spending the majority of my time personally down there, and then my chick and my daughter gonna be back.
There is not enough money on your account to place this.
What was that?
I was trying to call somebody called from the Bahamas. Somebody called from the Bahamas, and I was
somebody got Boost Mobile calling.
I was trying to call them back. Yeah.
Hey, somebody said, how did Tawana end up on the show?
Shawana.
I can tell you guys how I ended up on the show.
Go ahead.
So I was in the Facebook group, and I was a fan of the show when it was Anton, JR, B-Mix, and I think Gino was on one of those shows. And I was like tuned in, and every time someone was saying something, I was in the comments going crazy, like, what are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. So I was going crazy. And they were responding to a lot of my comments. And so then I came on, and so then you guys did another live. I was on that show, and I was in the comments just like, what are y'all saying? So they were like, you come on the show and, give us your opinion about stuff. And then I came on the show, and I was like frozen, like, it's different being on the show than it is typing in the chat, So that was my first day on the show. So I was a guest like Josh. I was a guest, like Tierra, and then I just came back for another show after that. And then, it was magic. It was just magic, me, Anton, B-Mix, we had a chemistry that, it was undeniable. What do I say?
I got that caller from the Bahamas. All right, what's your name?
Yeah, good night. This is Kishan from the Bahamas.
Have you called here before?
How you guys doing? Yeah, man, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's my third time calling.
Okay. All right.
In the past month. Yeah. Yeah, I just have a comment. What I realize about the shows like your show, and I think we need more of these for the Black community. Because there's a trend I'm seeing from the United States, the Bahamas, the Caribbean, I've been in South America, and the Black community down there. The same thing is the same, that there's this disconnect between Black women and Black men. And I don't know if it has anything to do with what happened during slavery time, but we seem not to be connecting like we're supposed to. And I think maybe there's something seriously needs to happen if we're going to get things right between us. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't.
I mean, at some point we need to move toward solutions to partner together. I think we do a lot of opposition on the show, and it's like women against men. Sometimes we do talk about collective stuff. I agree with what he's saying to a certain degree.
But agree. Yeah, here's the biggest point though. When I see Black women married to a white man or another race, their attitude is totally different, and I'm wondering why is that? Because I've known some women that used to date Black men, and they were always angry and argumentative and uncooperative. As soon as they get with a white guy, their attitude changes totally. I'd like to listen. I want to hear your response to that.
Who is that a question for me?
Who's that a question for?
The group.
Just the group. You want to hear how we feel about it?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Anton. I don't.
I just think that it's a space where I just don't think that women respect men in general. Not even, I don't even think it's necessarily a race thing. I think the race part of it is just that you're going to naturally see more people more closely aligned with who they look like, right? It's almost like crime. Like crime is perpetuated against people that you're more close to or the people that you spend the most overwhelming majority of your time with. But I just don't think that men, because I'm going to be honest with you, like a lot of the guys that I coach or interact with or subscribe to my channels or any of that, they have all races and creeds and backgrounds and have different principles and different like beliefs from a spiritual perspective. But the one thing that a lot of them have in common is that, you know, women, their thoughts towards women and their interactions towards women and how they view them and stuff like that. So I think that if you come in, the only difference is if you coming from a culture where, like, you know, your parents or whatever choose your spouse for you or, you know, something like that, that's the only difference. But society has created this dynamic where everything is just, every woman pretty much subscribe to the same thing. They subscribe to the same narratives, and it's really just a black and white issue. Either you good or you bad. Either you for the streets or you're not. But I think that in general, if you just want to relate it back to the black community, I don't think that there is a solution. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. And so the thing that I'm doing, or the thing that I think that a lot of other guys is doing, like Kevin Samuels, is we saving who we can. Like we are the dudes that want to do the work, or the dudes that's tired of simping, or they tired of being substandard, or they tired of being emasculated, or they tired of being subjected to a certain narrative, or they, you know, they don't want to just be regular anymore, and they want to be in that top 3%, top 5%. We gonna put our energy and our efforts into them, and we're not trying to save everybody. So we don't need to be the tone police. Like we don't have to make our message tailored toward making everybody better. We gonna rock with and deal with dudes that actually want to do the work. And that's my solution. I just take personal responsibility for myself and the dudes that actually want to do the work. And I just know that my voice ain't for everybody. So it's a lot of people that's gonna get offended, but most of the time, the people that get offended is the ones that's substandard and know they not built for this life. Everybody can't be a winner.
But do you see women? Do you see black women being more cooperative with white men than you see them being cooperative with black men? Because that was his point. Do you guys?
I see white. You said, do you see black women specifically?
He said, do you see black women being more cooperative with white men than they are with
respond to power?
Hold on. Let me answer this real quick. I don't. I see women. Women are incredibly cooperative around me. Women are incredibly cooperative around all men of high standards. So I think if you see a white man, for example, right? Because a lot of times it's the prototypical white guy. A lot of the white men that they're around, or they find themselves around, are white men that are in power, or they of a certain ilk, right? You know what I'm saying? They still have a high standard. But if it's just some basic man that's just walking down the store with a dad bod and some mom jeans, no, they're not giving him any more respect than they giving anybody. Like they gonna call him a kin. You know what I'm saying? They're not respecting him anymore. But women move a certain type of way around a certain caliber of guys. So now I'm coaching guys up to say, you don't have to chase them. They're going to make themselves available for you if you a certain caliber of guy.
Yeah. I mean, I can pretty much agree with that, you know, for the most part. I mean, at the end of the day, women are, I feel like women are responsive to power. And the thing is that as it relates to us as black men, we don't have a lot of that in a lot of instances. So because you don't have that power, your woman isn't necessarily going, you know what I'm saying, view you the way you should be viewed. So I feel like you should build your power and your ability to stand and your ability to be firm. These things will attract people to you instead of, you know, doing what you think you need to do to, you know, get the girl or to get the woman to like you or whatever the case might be. If you're somebody that's focused on, you know, what you need to do or what you want out of life, you know, in purpose and all of this stuff we keep talking about, I feel like women see that and they respond.
Thank you for being a part of the.
JR got a lot going on back there.
He's still on it. Or maybe dude is on like a payphone and he's putting his coins.
He hung up. He hung up.
Oh, I was gonna say he putting his coins in as he's talking to us, and it sounds like he on the payphone.
Hi, this is Lisa from Nordstrom.
I'll type this. Oh, these
I
all voice.
don't know what.
Maybe
I don't know what JR got going on there, fellas.
I think people are calling from like those fake numbers, and then you can't really call them back, like those Google numbers. You can't really call them back. They're just
these were voicemails. That was a bunch of voicemails. I couldn't even take all the calls.
The thing about it is that, like, even on like when I do my live streams or on my channels and stuff, the conversations is not just like, it's not women bashing. It's none of that. Like, I will talk about how they for the streets or we don't want hood rats and stuff, but it's a mixture, right? Like, I tell people that I can teach you how to get money, and I give them the money game. I give them the tax game. I give them everything. I give them all of that. I don't hold no information back from my dudes or my guys or whoever calling, even the women. There's some women that really rock with me, but then I also give them the game on character also, because money don't make you a better person. It just makes you more of what you already are. So I help them to understand how you need to move as an individual. Yo, you need to have these standards. Yo, are you married? Yo, why you got a baby mama? Like, she good enough to live with, but she not good enough to marry? Like, I have those deep dive conversations personally, one-on-one with the guys that I coach. So a lot of people don't hear that or they don't see that. And so they think that, oh, Anton is just moving a certain type of way. But I don't have to validate the conversations that I'm having with people in order to call out the truth and the bad behavior from what I see from a lot of these women. You're gonna get the smoke, and trust me, the smoke that these women get, whether they come on the show or they doing it in the comments or whatever, it's very small. It's a tiny bit of the smoke and the accountability that I have for a lot of the guys that I coach one-on-one. And they take it, they eat it.
Yeah.
And dudes is like, yo, Anton, like, I even posted some stuff on my story. Dudes like, he sent me a message like, man, you saved my life. I was about to kill myself. You know what I'm saying? But they need that harsh father figure, accountability, hold them to a standard type of thing. They don't need nobody making them feel good about themselves. They need somebody to really love and care for them. And people will take chastisement and even a difficult conversation if they feel like you got their best interest at heart. So I'm not for everybody, but I'm for the dudes that want to do the work.
I think it's hard because I just find that with women, it's very difficult to be that person to women unless you're doing it from like a motivating, soft-spoken, not really telling the truth type of position. And I'm not like that. So a lot of my family and friends say I'm just too direct and they don't like that approach, and it doesn't inspire them to change. So I gave up on being a guru for like motivating women. I'm just going, kind of tell my truth, and then whoever take to it, just take to it, and whoever don't, just don't. Like, I can't, that's not my struggle. That ain't what I choose to do, because I can't convince women to accept the truth directly. I can't convince people to do that. Some women just don't want to face that reality, and they don't want to hear it from another woman, regardless. So Kiara had a point. Like she said, they're not trying to date women. So maybe that's why they don't feel like women are different. They want to do what the man who they're looking to be with is asking them to do. But the reality is that men see that you have no idea who you are and what you want out of life. And when men see that, they absolutely take advantage of that fact. And so women, they think, oh, let me do exactly what this man is telling me I need to do. But they really have no idea that you have to be your own individual person, and you have to, have your own mind. But unfortunately, you can't get through to them all. What would I say?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
All right, y'all. I'm in this show on that note.
I'll holler at y'all later.
All right. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to the little short after hours that we have. Again, if you guys are on right now, please make sure that you subscribe, like, and share. And we go live every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. If you're not a part of the Facebook group, please make sure you are a part of that. And until next time, we out. All right, y'all. Deborah, you can do whatever you want to do. Just vibing right now. I usually do this towards the end of the show. And make sure you guys follow me on IG. That's at Lapeef_JI. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Facebook group. It's Lapeef, Let's Talk. It's a private group. And I do have some moderators that maintain the channel as well. So once you guys go on there, they will accept you guys in. We don't discriminate. It's not for the weak. So if you take things personal, be in your feelings, just understand that the group might not be for you. So it is what it is. Shy said he need a mixtape. You think so? I do a little music. I used to make beats. Put some old tracks on here for y'all next week. Lapeef, let's talk. Who this? Yes, they hung up. This is some Lakeshore Drive vibes. Definitely is. I can't wait till we tour, man. This is going to be definitely fun. Cannot wait till we tour. University, you in Texas. We definitely got to hit Texas up. So, JR, what is your take on the modern day landscape and what men should do about the modern day landscape? That's a loaded question. I'm going to definitely answer that. Maybe not tonight, but I definitely answer that. Deborah, you trying to call in tonight? Show is over. Been on for 3 hours and 19 minutes to be exact. Oh yeah, definitely Charlotte. I've never been to Charlotte. I definitely want to visit there. I heard a lot of great things. I know people that's out in Charlotte, North Carolina, so definitely got to check that out. As the channel continue to grow, we definitely gonna, things start opening up and opportunities present itself, we definitely are gonna come to a city near you. Khaleesa, you can sing. You definitely got to hear it. I got to bring you on. I got a lot of great things in store for you guys too, on Instagram as well as for YouTube. I can't wait till we open back up. Yeah, Janelle, the tour is definitely about to be late. You know, we definitely got to do Chicago as well. Get Anton up here.
Oh, really?
Sure, you guys follow me on at Lapeef_JR. They're in the comments right now. And when you guys come on this live, man, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. It's very important. This is the greatest show on earth, and we need the people to be able to see it. And without you guys' help, they're not going to be able to see it. So hit that like. You got some friends that might be interested. Even if they're not, just send it to them. Allow them to be able to decide if they want to listen to it or not. Hit that share button. And I'm out, y'all. I'm gonna put this screen up here, let y'all vibe out for a few. Join us next Thursday, 7:30 p.m. That's Central Time. Again, follow the Facebook group. Follow me on Instagram at Lapeef_JI. Follow the Facebook group, Lapeef Let's Talk. Follow Anton, follow Tawana. Whatever you guys desire. We here. It's a movement. Look out for that tour soon. We definitely gonna have some events. Might be a dinner, might be a meet and greet. Definitely gonna be a live show when it comes to the city. Come rock out and vibe with us. Go to www.lapeef.com. Put your email in there and sign up. That's how you're gonna get notified. Also, make sure you're hitting the notification on YouTube. I got a lot of people saying that they're not getting notifications. It's because they're not hitting that bell. And we out, y'all.
I don't care. I don't care. I